This is Jordan Grace, and you're listening to the Social Suplex Podcast Network.
BWB, this is One Nation Radio. You better get it right. Rich Latta, James Boyd came to give them life. The Blackest Wrestling Podcast has come to kick all ass and drop it 6 feet if they kicking trash. Word, let me welcome y'all to something different. And if you dig it, man, you should let some friends listen. We be getting it in, that's on the regular, dude. Ravish and flow, but this shit rude. See, James don't rap, so I had to break it down. The whole network, man, we coming for the crown. Raps in the columns, I keep them both covered. Making the beats too, so the listeners can bump it. Hit us with the rating, yeah, I'm saying it's a 5. Before you hit it, talk, bob your head side to side. It's One Nation Radio, and this is the beginning. It's Rich, and I'm here with James. It's time to listen to One Nation.
You got to unleash the power of the pyramid.
This is Mike Sempervive from WrestlingObserver.com. Check me out on Wrestling Observer Live every day. And also check out your boys, Rich and James, on One Nation Radio.
This is Kenny Omega. We're listening to One Nation Radio. Check it out, guys. These guys know what's up. Big Kenny Omega fans, and that's all that counts to me. Goodbye and good night. Bang.
Hey, folks. Welcome to this week's edition of One Nation Radio. I'm James Boyd, and we have Rich Latta. What's going on, man?
Chilling, man. Just ready for this J. Cole album that's supposed to drop at midnight.
I thought it was coming out like the 16th. No, it's coming out tomorrow or tonight?
Yeah, it's coming out tonight.
Double disc. I know it's a double disc.
Yep.
I think it was 24 tracks, 12 each, right?
I think it was 11 on each side. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Okay.
I'm excited to hear it, though.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear it. You know, the idea in 2026 of something being a double disc album when we don't really sell discs anymore. That's interesting, but
niggas got 30 songs on the album anyway.
Right. Yeah, because you got to play that streaming game. Got to run.
Chris Brown drops a triple album every time.
He hasn't done that for like his last 2, I think. But I mean, he was doing that. Like there's a Heartache on a Full Moon or whatever the fuck it was. That was like 30 tracks. I think the one either right before or after that was like that too. Yeah,
he'll give you a smooth 35, like nothing, like Durant.
Like, you know? Like remember like the idea of when Tupac got out of prison and he dropped the double disc album was like, we ain't never seen no shit like this for a rap. And then, like, you flash forward, like, 15.
It's like, you gotta do one.
Then you flash forward, like, 15, 20 years, and the R&B niggas doing it. Like, what? Like, it's so much harder to put together R&B music than this rap. And the idea that we fast forward that far is like, that was nuts when Chris Brown was doing it. It's like, wait, what? Don't you have to, how many songs you gotta pay for? You, like, I know you write a little bit, but you ain't writing all your shit. Like,
yeah, that's a lot,
that's
dog.
Crazy.
What did the budget look like?
Yeah. And I was doing that wasn't like, you know, before streaming. Like, he was in the middle of streaming doing that. That shit had to cost. I hope it worked out for him.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yep. Well, make sure you guys are hitting like on the stream and all that. If you're live with us, you can send your super chats in. You want to ask questions and all that. We will display the good stuff if it happens to make it through without it. So don't be discouraged either. But we got a lot on deck, as you can see, kind of from the description and all that. I think the description says one order, but we are going to kind of do it a different way. So
okay.
So I get the one I told you about. So
okay.
So we're gonna start. Actually, we got T.I. We're gonna talk about the NBA trade deadline, of course. Ricochet sending people into full meltdowns and
he does
aiming double barrels at the Fed. Of course, everything happened on Dynamite. Really, the Royal Rumble kind of wrap up and Punk versus Roman. That kind of segment they had and they set up, presumably at this point, I think it's the night 2 main event.
Oh, of course.
So, yeah, there's a whole lot to kind of get to. But first, I guess, so T.I. has announced his final album called Kill the King. Cut his hair off, lean the hat to the side, no dreadlock T.I. That I gotta say, it never looked right. It just like, it's like dreadlock Jay-Z. It was just like, nah, man, like it ain't my Jay-Z. It ain't my T.I. And then T.I., conscious of this, goes ahead and resumes, the I'm serious look.
I mean, it's very similar. Like, we have, like, remember when Ludacris cut his hair? People were like, what is this for? I think it was for release therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, not, by the way, he won, release therapy won Grammy of the Year that year for
It did.
rap album. That's
absurd.
Did. That's absurd. That won over King. Speaking of T.I. But, he dropped,
I just wanted to... Oh, my fault. I was going to say, I wanted to talk about T.I. and, like, his, exit from the rap game because, like, I don't know about you, James, but it doesn't, to me, feel like T.I. has transferred into the new era along with, like, like anybody else has. And it's like, you can hear all the Gucci Mane clones and fucking Jeezy, like Wayne, like, all that stuff kind of went, and T.I. kind of just... faded away, and there's never been hey, that nigga's the next T.I. out here. There's never been none of that.
I think that's for a reason, right? Like, there is, outside of Outkast, there is not a single rap act in the history of Atlanta rap that was a better songwriter than T.I. Like, you always make an argument that, about if you want to go further and that venture out further than Atlanta, fine. I'm just going to leave it at that for now. But he's one of the most underrated songwriters in the history of rap music. Like, I know he recently brought up his thing, which he brought it up again because he's been calling out big guys ever since the Verse thing started popping off, right? He wanted to call out 50. And I remember Joe Budden and that whole crew was like, I don't know. And then apparently over one weekend or whatever, they went through and they were like, oh, yeah, T.I. probably would get him. And I was like, yeah, he probably would get him. And then...
T.I. is brought up the T.I. and Wayne one or whatever. And I'm like, that's the one I want.
The Wayne one is the one I'm talking about that he brought up one time and he brought it up just recently again. And that might be because of he's trying to, bring up some buzz for the album before it comes out. Because, Grammy week, he was out there for the Grammys. I saw him on the red carpet doing an interview about how this is his last album. I didn't know the name of it until you mentioned it.
Yeah.
But, like, the thing with Wayne is, if you were to do a Wayne versus T.I. Versus, Wayne should win. The problem is, if you get Wayne and that scrambled egg out there, he's gonna fuck around and play Lollipop, and T.I. plays Motivation or ASAP, and then you wasting spots, and then you look up, it's like, oh, this how Dipset got their ass kicked by Locks.
I was gonna say, I do not believe.
Right?
I do not believe if we put him on a stage, T.I. would not outperform him. Like, that would be, it wouldn't be fair.
I've only seen T.I. perform one time. I've seen Wayne perform one time. They were both both
years ago. 2000s. Yeah,
but Wayne is liable to go out there and play fucking something off I'm Not a Human Being or some shit. Right? Like,
he might pull out an acoustic guitar, James. He might
pull out one of the rock songs.
Like, anybody wants to hear that.
Yeah, like, Pistol rolled off, I'm dropping on his fucking head. He's like, bro, no one wants to hear that in a T.I. versus Wayne battle. But anyway, like, yeah, man, like, he's in my opinion, he's one of the guys, the most underrated rappers ever. And you look at it, and the thing that makes it so weird is the people that have catalogs like his, as far as discography, that had that level of high quality in his prime run, they get more respect than they do. Like, I was listening to another Button clip, and I guess it was some internet thing going off about putting two people that have nothing in common together when they were talking about Common Sense rapper and Jadakiss.
Yeah.
And Mark Lamont Hill. Now, obviously, if you ask me who's a better rapper between better MC, the answer is Jadakiss. But Mark Lamont Hill's point is like the classic, the resume. Let's look at the resume. All right. Who made better albums? Common did. At one point, Jadakiss may have been my favorite rapper, but Common made what's the other one? Not the one before the Soultronic stuff.
Resurrection.
Yeah, right. And it's like, okay, no, like Chocolate from Water. I'm talking about.
Oh, like Water for Chocolate. Okay, yeah.
I fuck up the name of it all the time because it's such a weird name. I almost call it the that Limp Bizkit album with the chocolate flavor, the hot dog.
Oh shit, yeah,
because it's so close together. It just merges in my mind like that was anyway. But anyway, yeah, like For somebody that put out I'm Serious, trap music, urban legend, King. Drop the uneven album on the T.I. vs. T.I.P. thing because he's trying to come with a concept album, and then like the back half of it is good, the first half isn't. And then come back, gets in trouble with the gun, sings Paper Trail, goes in, comes back, or about to go in, and then No Mercy is kind of where the fall off is. Gets out, and then drops
Trouble Man.
It's like, this guy, how many albums I just named? Only 2 of them aren't great.
Yeah.
So it's weird, and
look, man,
you can make a serious argument that 3 of them are classics.
For my money, and I know this is gonna sound crazy, I think he's the greatest Southern rapper of all time. Like,
I think as a solo act, of what rap was in the time it was, I would agree with you. Because if you want to say Wayne, sure, what's Wayne's best album? And how many of those albums I just named are better than Wayne's best album? Like, at least 4?
Yeah, like this guy, like they used to call him the Down South Jay-Z. I remember...
yeah, for real.
Yeah, I remember I first heard of T.I. was out of a Vibe magazine when I was younger, right? And it was like, I think they were showing a photo from the I'm Serious video or whatever, and he had a hat caught to the side, and they was talking about like basically how raw he was and everything like that. I was like, all right, cool. I ain't even heard no music yet. I clipped the shit and put it on my wall with all my other rap, shit or whatever. And then I heard I'm Serious, and I was like, oh shit, like this shit is fire. Like, and it was like, I lived up north at the time, right? And then, because obviously Neptunes, that shit was it was very easy.
Yep, I'm Serious, man.
It came in a package that I was used to, right? And then I kind of grew up with, like, I had this girl that was like a really close friend of mine, and she was like huge on T.I. And then like he started going into, because she had like roots in South Carolina or whatever.
Okay.
So she would always tell me how T.I. is the best or whatever. Like, and then he went and started doing like trap music, as you mentioned, and all that. And then I remember not liking T.I. anymore or whatever, because at the time it just started sounding ridiculously country to me or whatever. Right? This is the countryest rapper there was to me at a certain point or whatever. And I would just hear this shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this? This shit sounds like a baseball game, bro. Like,
you're talking about he doesn't like Rubber Band Man because of the organ. Yeah.
All right, I was like, huh? I like it now or whatever. And then like the way he was like communicating, it just didn't like it. I just didn't understand what I was listening to. And then she would always still tell me, no, he's the best. He's the best. He's the best. Like, and it was just like, all right, whatever. Like, and I was just like, I didn't like dislike T.I., I would probably say, but I was like,
you didn't get
I don't get it exactly. Right. And then I moved down to Florida, and I think I became a T.I. fan from Down with the King or whatever, because
dissing a nigga. Okay.
So
dissing a nigga. Okay.
I became a T.I. fan because look, before that, I liked Lil Flip or whatever.
I never stopped liking Flip. It just
same. I like Lil Flip too. I was like, that nigga had Game Over. That nigga had This Is the Way We Balled. He also had. They used to call this nigga the Freestyle King or whatever.
And he was floating. He was
right, and I remember
he would do it on the spot. Start rapping about anything.
Right. So that's right up my alley or whatever. Yeah. And then they call him that. I remember seeing him on BT Rap City the Basement. He was in there with the Yin Yang Twins, and he was rapping over the clips. When the last time you heard it like this beat? And it was just smoking it or whatever.
Remember when he went out when they basically used him to save Family? When they were trying to make Star Trek was trying to make that shit work, and it was like, that's Family. Flip on that shit.
So I was fucking with Lil Flip hard, and I was like, bro, I don't know, T.I. got enough for Lil Flip or whatever, but I was like, all right, I was already down here by that. I think I was like maybe in 10th grade or whatever, maybe
that sounds right.
End of 9th grade or whatever. And I bought the Down with the King mixtape, listened to it, and I was like, oh,
yeah.
I was like, oh, this is what like old girl was always talking about or whatever. And then it came in a form like he just started doing all the jacking for beats and everything. And then I started being around like Southerners and understanding kind of like the communication style. It's a whole different thing or whatever.
I remember, I forgot who it was talking about Down with the King, and it was like somebody from up north, and it was the first time. This is the first time I ever heard the expression "fuck boy" or "fuck nigga," and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh!" And it's funny now because like white people have like taken fuck with me, so it's like, nah, man, don't them fighting words, and that ain't no like, oh, this a man child or has Arrested Development. No, that's some jailhouse sounding shit. Like I'm gonna leave it at that. But
this nigga rapping
that is very derogatory.
He was rapping on the Jay-Z beats, the G-Unit beats, the Mace beats. He was just rapping
beat.
on the Jeezy beat that go crazy. He was rapping on the whole Jacking for Beats thing, and he had the PSC on there, and then he puts You Don't Know Me on there, and I'm like, okay, and then like I hear ASAP, and I'm like, yeah, this my nigga now. Like ASAP was the one for me or whatever. So it's like I am always confused when he does not get regarded almost as one of the all-time greats that there has ever been when we talk about these albums. And then all of a sudden I started listening to trap music and then be like, this shit's amazing. And then like, cause I know how to listen to it now or whatever. I didn't know how to listen to it before. And then, you know, King comes out, he's on fucking top of the world. I think Paper Trail is his best album or whatever, but
technically, you know, that's the best he's ever rapped. Yeah.
Like, I just think, the legal stuff hurt him a lot. Because like as what should have been like the peak of his powers, he was going in and out, and it was just unfortunate or whatever.
It's really the second time that fucked him over.
Yeah. And the first time he was fine or whatever. He could get away with that.
Yeah. I think it also. I mean, sorry. I interrupted.
I was gonna say, and something else I liked about T.I. is like, it's like just because he was from Atlanta, like you would think, like for me being an East Coast person, it was like this nigga comes in the traditional form of everything I have ever loved. I just had to learn to speak his language, essentially. Like he'll battle a nigga. He picks hot beats. Like he has a rap crew that does these fucking mixtapes or whatever, the In the Streets mixtapes and everything like that. He's the man in his city. Like, and people just like,
and he's a great hip hop ambassador for the city and always has been.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, this nigga's amazing. Like, and then I just feel like enough people don't like give it up for him in that way. And it's just like, I don't know what, I remember at the time, because I think you were fighting these wars also. Everyone loved Wayne or whatever, right? I'm like, T.I. kicks his ass.
It's different for me because like this is before the streaming took over, and like I think a lot of it came down to like sensibility. So like while T.I. like gets respect from everywhere, right? He doesn't get the kind of respect that like Wayne does, and that has to do with the way he modified the way he rapped in the early or the mid 2000s, right? So actually, I was listening to Carter 1, and Carter, like, once you get from this, if you're a Wayne fan, if you go from, you know, his whole career from The Block Is Hot through Lights Out to, you know, 500 Degrees, and then you get to like the Squad mixtapes, and then all of a sudden you get to that point to where Carter 1 comes out, or also the Prefix and Suffix mixtapes. You get to the point where like you clearly tell that this man is just saying, I'm just all in on being influenced by Jay-Z. And then he starts like doing the stuff with Dipset, and then like that takes him that gets him an awareness that like he's really, really rapping now, as opposed to like on the Squad mixtape, like he's really rapping, but no one's paying attention to it.
You know, then he does Jim like, Jones.
Then he does, yeah, right. Then he does. It was really Joel Santana, but then he goes on and starts rapping like on Suffix and Prefix, rapping on all these Jay-Z beats and all these Swiss beats, like Renaissance beats from the 2000s. And then dedications, whatever. He becomes a whole different mixtape monster we had ever seen before. Even if T.I. did Down with the King, and that's a classic mixtape as itself, it's another thing where like he's putting out so much work that it's like this. We've never seen this before, but it's like also when it's time to buy an album, the albums are good. They're not great, or you can argue some are very good. Right, but it's not like this is hitting on a whole different level. And also, for Wayne isn't a good songwriter. Wayne is a great lyricist, but is a bad songwriter. Like, if you think of what are his most heartfelt humanity songs or most like on topic theme songs, you'd be like, oh, does it have a hook on it? Oh no, it's just him rapping.
Something like Mrs. Officer.
Like it's one of those things where it's like that's the thing. And like as time has as kids have been left behind, media literacy is down, and people don't really care about cohesiveness. They care about it less and less and less. So that wins, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when I listen to Wayne or whatever, it's incredible. But I was listening to a rapper. I'm not gonna say his name because like I think he's very talented or whatever else, and he's connected to somebody that we know. But like I was saying, like he's super talented, but like it feels like the Wayne thing, except he doesn't have the overwhelming knockout power that Wayne had. He's just hitting you with jabs over and over and over. Like Wayne would slice and dice you every 2 bars with paper cuts, left to right, and next thing you know, he hits you with a right hook and you're down. Because it's incredible, right? Make you come over here like Scorpion, like that's incredible, right? Mm-hmm. But when you're someone that's not as effective as Wayne in his style, it doesn't work. It kind of feels like you just, all right, you just jab, you just kind of just elbowing me in the rib over and over and over again. It's annoying more than like I'm impressed, mm-hmm. And this person was clearly influenced by Wayne. But back to Wayne is like that works in a lot of different ways, in most ways. But in my opinion, when I've grown up on the rap, I listen to the most important ways. It doesn't land to me when it's time to make an album, and also his content matters and things like there's only so many piss shit sophomore things I can listen to before I start saying, okay, you clearly have a formula. It's great, I enjoy it, but it's still for me it doesn't reach me the same way that other things does. And T.I., like Wayne couldn't rap about anything. T.I. literally could. T.I. could rap about motivational, inspirational stuff, about being in the lowest of lows and then rising stuff out of that. You have that in No Matter What. He can rap about the humanity of selling dope, right? Of being an outcast from society, disenfranchisement, and stuff like Still Ain't Forgave Myself, stuff like Praying for Help, stuff like what he's called what is the song he had with Tyler or Skylar Grey? I know you hate Skylar Grey. The Alex
New National Anthem,
National Anthem, stuff like that. Yeah, right. There's all sorts of stuff like that in humanity in his records, right? Even being vulnerable enough to be like, yeah, I fucked up. Like I had a baby on Tiny, right? Like that was always, and then talking about like, yeah, my father left me behind. I fuck around, make the same sex with my father. Like he has these kind of records, and then he can rap about everything else, right?
24s,
Dope Boys in the Trap, in the A, all that stuff, right? ASAP, You Don't Know Me. Motivation.
There are very few guys that make better "I'm That Nigga" songs than T.I. Like it's like, yo, you can put T.I. on your car, like, bro. You ever like just rode around?
Every chance I guess another one of those.
Like you ever just rode around? You put that number 6 on that Ride With Me on in the car and just turn that shit all the way up, and then you feel like you the man driving through. Oh my god!
When that man was going through them neighborhoods and he was talking about little Vietnam, I was like, Jesus Christ! Like obviously he does that. He talked about Mechanicsville and all the areas, all the west side of Atlanta. That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, because I remember at one time, he was on my first introduction to T.I. was actually on an intro hit on the on Lil Jon Eastside Boys mixtape or album. I think it was Put Your Hood Up, or it was Kings of Crunk. Like he was locked up at that point in time, so he had to do a little intro, he had to do a little interlude or whatever. He called himself the West Side Representative. It's like, and then as I get more introduced to him, he's naming all these neighborhoods in Atlanta and West Side Atlanta's like, yeah, he kind of is. But he's just a very impressive rapper. And I've always, the first time I ever heard I heard I'm Serious. I was impressed. Still like to get myself start the intro. The song where he talks to God and then like is asking him why do you leave black people in these kind of plight, and he's like that's the devil, and then he goes to hell and shoots up the devil. Like that's like incredible song. But because he was in a coma, like it turns out he was in a coma and all his dreams, like that's an incredible song, right? But I was like, and then he got dropped from Arista or whatever else, and then he comes back out and 24s blows up down here, and then like trap music drops and it's like incredible. It's like I'm like, this dude. I was like, this is I think the only track that I think there's like one track I don't like on there. But regardless of it, but like, and then, like
that other Kanye song.
Yeah, the one with the Rogers Troutman or whatever else.
Yeah.
But like even I'm just thinking of what do you call it? Be Better Than Me. He's talking about the school to prison pipeline, right? But anyway, as you mentioned, then back to like the prime stuff that you're talking about, where you get the Down with the King, and then
King,
then
Urban Legend
to King, and then also the fucking movie as well. Like the Ascent, like Young Dro gets blown up on the spot. The PSC album drops too, and around that same time too. It is like
the victory lap of what you know about that, like where it's just like, nigga.
Yeah.
The third verse of ASAP where he's like, Flip, I'm gonna keep you on the level below me, nigga.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. And it's just like, and at that point in time, like, it was like, that was an upset knockout. Like, shit with the world being full. Like, Flip was up here and
look, say it again. Say it again. I'm a platinum selling artist. You're a gold artist. That was a real thing. He said it
on The Basement.
Like,
and
bro,
then,
like
I was like, he's kind of right, but like I like him more. And then I wouldn't expect it. Maybe he beat him the fuck up.
Probably the most decisive, like before, like Kendrick over Drake, I would say.
Yeah,
this was like the most decisive victory in rap battling or whatever. Like when it comes to like rapping and clowning a nigga, going and like coming up with ways to diss a nigga, like putting niggas in his own like hood on the. I done kept it realer with niggas in Houston than you, like.
And like the skits with the niggas is like talking about, yeah, man, we like
we ain't never seen him.
Or the album with the Lucky Charm, we dressed like Leprechaun with Lucky Charms. I put that nigga in there, and then he's talking to the Scarface like, yeah, man, like, people, are upset when I call myself the King of the South, and then Scarface like, man, I don't care about that shit. And he's like, well, my football, you ever seen him? Nah, I ain't never ever seen that nigga before in my spot. I'm like, oh, and then. About the shit with the gun. He had him shooting the guns, and he shot the gun, and it fell out his hand because he was scared. Like, it was destructive the way I had to Flip. It was destructive. But
and then I recommend the Beef DVD between them. Funny. Is just all-time hilarity. You can watch it right on YouTube.
Yeah. So, like, you have that, and then, it was an absolute misstep with T.I. versus T.I.P. making a concept album, just doing something. Because, like, you listen to the hot records on that shit, it's like, it's just hot as other stuff, except it's like, the concept of trying to do I'm T.I., T.I.P., because most people didn't know about the name
We
thing.
didn't know who T.I.P. was, bro.
People didn't know about the name thing, that he couldn't come out, he couldn't just be calling himself Tip because he was signed to a wrist at the time, and then Q-Tip was on there, so he was like, come up with a name, and it was like, his friend said, call yourself T.I. That don't make no damn sense. What you gonna call yourself? He's like, good point, I ain't got nothing else. I'll call myself T.I. So, people didn't know about that, and then like people didn't know what the differentiation was or whatever else, and it's not that clear, especially the beginning of it, because like the beginning is like it's almost like Moxley getting out of WWE, like escaping the penitentiary, right? The jail. Like he gets out and like it's basically the street guy, but the street guy's supposed to be like motivation. It wasn't hidden, and then like the best stuff is like.
You niggas ain't raw.
Like the commercial guy's the best part of the either half, and then like the confrontation at the end of it, where like like respect this hustle and tell him I said there's like that's the very best part of it. It's like, but it was fumbled, muddy, so it's like all right, whatever. So then he drops fucking Paper Trail. He gets in trouble with the guns, and then. Drops Paper Trail, and Paper Trail's fucking unbelievable.
Bro, and people did not want to recognize it as such. It was like, nah, nigga, trap music was the best trap. Like, they was holding on for dear life for trap music. I'm like, no, bro.
Bro, if you go through these hip-hop all-time rap lists or whatever else, right, for best rap albums, there's always one T.I. album on there. It's always Paper Trail. Like, and me personally, that's still my favorite T.I. album, but I cannot deny he is rapping, like, that's God level rap on fucking.
I'm illy. Fucking. I listened to that shit the other day.
Like hell.
Ready for whatever.
Bro,
bro, if you listen to Swagger Like Us right now,
like he's rap every single, even the songs with fucking Rihanna and Usher, he's rapping his ass off on it.
Yeah.
These are singles. He's rapping his ass on the singles. Like, he kicked everyone. Look, Wayne.
Look, Swagger Like Us is not even close.
Jay-Z, Wayne, Kanye, he mops the floor with all three of these niggas.
And he goes last.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, y'all enjoyed that shit, bro. I listened to that shit the other day. Wayne's versus fucking Buns. This is a very bad Jay-Z verse. Very bad. And then Kanye, now pretty much everything Kanye is ruined at this point. And so you listen to T.I., and then that just, and this nigga's just...
And this is at the era when Wayne and Kanye were doing songs together. Like, Forever's also involved in that same era, right? And it's like, he kicked their asses just as bad, if not worse than Eminem kicked them niggas' asses on Forever. It's like, but people will talk about the Eminem because obviously they hold him at higher tier and obviously white guy, whatever. It's a novelty. They never seen Larry Bird on the mic before, but like, motherfucker does that, and it's like, you know.
Yeah,
it never gets. It's weird. It's
he's
weird.
He's that man.
If you're not Lil Wayne or Andre 3000, or not, at this point J. Cole, but J. Cole's really East Coast rapper. He just happens to be from the Carolinas. People don't really think of it that way, and it's always been for me. It's always been a frustration of like, bruh, like if you don't think Bun B cannot rap, 99.9% of all niggas ever raps. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Put on Murder and shut the fuck up. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Put on, go play Trill and shut the fuck up. But it's always been this weird thing where like Southern rappers don't get that. They just don't. And even though over the years, the accent, the T.I. accent got less and less and less country. He started articulating himself using them big words to try to get his point across. Like, bro, I really do this with the words. Y'all playing with me, and he just never got to doing that way.
Yeah,
and I quite frankly think like, you know, like when Paper Trail versus Carter 3.
That's not even close.
For obviously it's rap Grammys, whatever, right? Like, a lot of people were upset that Kendrick GNX won over Let God Fill My Clips. And for me, it's like, look, man, you know what this is or whatever else. Also, like, there is like outside of that first track, as far as vulnerability, humanity, and like depth and like artistry, outside of that first one, because that's really the first time I ever really got that from Clips. But like, Clips cannot put out a Reincarnated. They cannot put out something as poetic as even the intro to GNX. Right? There is no Gloria. So like, this is the Artsy's award. It sold more records. It was a whole bunch bigger records, and also it was more artsy. Of course it was going to win. But, like, Carter 3 versus Paper Trail, Release Therapy from Ludacris versus King is like, if he had to or won, I think people will look at it a little different, even though people claim they don't care about these awards until they do, and they talk about it for segments.
Yeah.
Like Bomani has talked about that since I've ever listened to him about he don't care about rap Grammys. And then you saw what he said about GNX, right?
Yeah, because he don't really dig GNX.
I mean, he don't really dig Kendrick that much either. Yeah. Or Clips, which is funny because like, well, who you want to win? Those are the only two options.
I don't know.
Look, if he don't like Clips,
look, we know some people wanted Glorilla to win.
If he don't, well, that's Miles Davis, or son. But like, if you don't like there's nothing about
Isaac
Hayes. It makes me think Bomani was rooting for Tyler the Creator. So it's like, do you just want him to cancel the award?
But yeah, I think with T.I., he has at least 2 classic albums, maybe 3, depending on how you feel about King. 'Cause I know some people say King is too perfect. It's too whatever.
When people do that, so this is a conversation that came with Bruno Mars thing. Mm-hmm. He makes too perfect music, or it's too agreeable, it's too clean cut. Like
it feels like it's been pushed through a like a mass marketing. It feels like it's been too shined up.
Yeah, I get that. I get what you're saying. That's what other music is for. Like, people act like when somebody makes a song or someone makes an album, that like it has to be representative of everything in this particular genre. And it's like, nah. In fact, that will make it. You couldn't get anything. You couldn't get anything with a personality if you did that.
I think I probably would have cut maybe like only 2 songs off of King, if that.
I'd have to go through the track list.
Yeah,
but like that album's incredible.
Yeah,
album's incredible. But so it's like, yeah, I think you made the argument he has 3. But as far as but if you want to go below the classic 5-star masterpiece thing or whatever else, he has damn.
Oh, he got a bunch of 4.5s, like, and then like even the stuff like I'm Serious, like you can go back and listen to that now and kind of be like, this was supposed to set the stage, but he was getting bad label advice or whatever. Like,
and he was on the wrong label. They didn't want to push him that way.
Right, like he was on a R&B label, who, you know, it worked to an extent where they was like, yeah, man, put him with Neptunes. It was like someone like me heard, I was like, oh yeah, that was fire, but that was it. It wasn't really an entry point to T.I. or whatever. It didn't really tell me about his ethos and everything like that. It was like, okay, you played me, you're gonna need features from God, Jesus, and Jay-Z. It was like, yeah, he's rapping, like he's doing this thing. It was like, it's no different than like listening to Fab for me at that time or whatever. Except I had heard a bunch of mixtapes from Fab and stuff too, so it was a little different.
You know nothing about Fab.
But I know nothing about him, only except the Vibe magazine article. They was like, he was selling dope at 12 years old and all this stuff and whatever. Like, it wasn't an entry point for me. But after that, you are forced into his world on trap music. Like he's yanking you down to the gutter, and it's like
he is grabbing, he is absolutely grabbing you with he clearly, obviously, huge UGK influence, huge NWA influence, but like he's dragging you into gangster rap from a region that you don't necessarily hear it from. Like you heard some stuff with you know. Outkast, but it wasn't actually them directly involved in it. It was like people around them when they're talking about like the street shit. And then also same thing with Goody Mob. But like with him, it was like, nah, man, this nigga is like, he's Atlanta Tupac, and it's like, I don't think people.
And the women loved him.
Sure, I'm not getting into all that. But like, it was this big thing where like. That dude was a huge deal, and like it's kind of weird to like, and he was like one of the big stars when like this shit was still a monoculture, and it was still before we got to streaming. I think streaming more than anything else, it changed the game. I think that's the reason why he got out. Like he's like, I'm not really doing this anymore. I'm going the independent route because like there was no money in it where there used to be.
Yep, but. I just want to talk about him, and hopefully, the last one he gives us, he gives us some good like Tanahashi or whatever, on the way out the door or whatever. I know I'm gonna be ready to listen to that shit.
I would like to hear who he's going to be working with, because I feel
Pharrell scares me.
That's the thing. We got
with the one they did, the new song they got.
I was like, oh, and this shit finna suck, and then it turned out great. But like, I'm like, I don't want to risk my luck because I think out of all the great producers that
he scares me.
That he's done a lot of work with, Manny was Toomp, Manny Fresh, Lil Jon, Keith Mack, KO, whoever, Jazzy Faye. He's done the worst work out of those groups of people with Pharrell. And it's
Drummer Boy.
And it's like, hey, you got one. I don't want to see 4 more tracks of him together. It just don't work. Like, listen to No Mercy, that shit. It just doesn't work. And like, it hasn't worked in a recent way. So for me, it's like, all right, man, I need to start hearing about DJ Toomp.
I need him to pull Shorty Red out of mothballs somewhere.
I don't think have they ever worked together?
I don't think they have.
Not maybe on like a feature or something, but like not like on an actual T.I. I don't think it's ever been a thing. Obviously, I forgot to mention another T.I. Drum Boy. Like, I need a T.I. Drum Boy track. Yeah. Right?
Look, Mike Will at this point, man, quick diversion. Mike Will versus Hit Boy. Bro, Mike Will, his 808 blew the doors off of Hit Boy in his own city. And it was just a bad, like, Hit Boy kept playing all the wrong shit.
I heard he was playing new songs.
he actually didn't make a mistake there. The one he played was a song with Big Sean. That shit was incredible. It has his mystical sample on it. So I don't know how we gonna feel about this, but it was amazing. Crowd went crazy for that shit.
I'm glad, but
he played the wrong song.
Does Hit Boy have any DJing in his background?
Not that I know of, but Mike Will brought a DJ with him. Okay. Hit Boy did not. Well, that is the cheat code.
The reason why I say that is because if you're Manny Fresh, Adjust Blades, or Swiss Beats, right? You would never, in a competition battle situation, play a brand new song because DJs are taught early. It don't matter how hot the song is. If it's their first time hearing it, they're gonna stop dancing on the floor because they don't know what the fuck it is.
So, like, there was a lot of like just missteps by Hit Boy. Like, every Beyonce song fell flat. He was playing a bunch of Drake.
7-Eleven fell flat.
Yeah, bro. Like people.
Flawless fell flat.
Yes, bro. Like, cause it ain't ring off like that. And then also, like, it wasn't a women crowd. Like, it wasn't like we just wasn't trying to hear no Nicki Minaj songs and stuff. Like, he was playing. And the thing was, Hit Boy makes dope shit, but yes, like when you compare it to Mike Will, where it's just like,
oh yeah, banger for banger, no,
bro. Like, by the time
if you want a single, you go to Mike Will. If you want an album, you go to Hit Boy.
Bro, by the time he played Black Beatles,
that's
by the time he played Black Beatles, it was like, yo, it just reinforced like this nigga Mike Will should be talked about as an all-time great. Like,
bro. And the weird part is like his run is like 5 years,
bro.
Like, he felt like what is the biggest Mike Will song in the last decade?
Bands Will Make You Dance. Bands Will Make Them Dance.
2016.
Black Beatles came out in 2016. Okay, it's Black Beatles and Bands Make Them Dance.
All right, it ain't no way. You want to know why I know that's not 2013 or 2016? Because it came out the same time that Rihanna Still Got My Money. That song she has on her album that sounds just like
Bands Will Make a Dance.
Yeah, and I remember that came out in 2013 though.
That was
on the Rihanna Unapologetic album. That was 2013.
Oh yeah, 2013. Okay, Black Beatles was 2016 then.
Right, but I'm saying like for somebody that was like if you go through like 2010 through 15.
He got Humble.
Actually, take that back. 17. Like the last.
He got DNA.
Damn's the last thing. 17. So it's like
he played shit. He played shit like the Future song shit, and it went so crazy. Like, I got
weird.
the list. 2 Chainz, No Lie.
Oh yeah.
He got a. Of course, you mentioned Pour It Up. Yeah, he played that.
Had to.
Yeah, it was just a lot of like Hit Boy. It just seemed like the wrong matchup. It just didn't. But Mike Will's phenomenal,
and
bro.
Also, I know he didn't play none of this. Also, he produced most of that fucking Miley Cyrus album that had
he didn't play none of that.
Of course. But I'm saying like this nigga was that dominant that like one of the biggest pop stars will say, "Hey, I want some of that."
Yeah,
like he was fucking Timbaland. It was like Justin Timberlake reached out to Timbaland or Pharrell, like in the 2000s, right? It's like that kind of thing. It's like, nah, man, it's weird how he just basically most of the last decade has done just kind of not around.
Yeah,
is he not like what is it? Is he just don't want to do this no more?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at like his produced by stuff. I think it's just like he's making shit, but it's not breaking through on like. As like these super hits or whatever.
Remember the shit
he
was
probably
doing?
got some Migos shit.
Speaking of that,
Gucci,
right?
He's worked with a lot.
Yeah. Oh, bro, remember shit? Did he play any of that Jay-Z stuff that's on Man of Card Holy Girl?
No,
bro. Fuck Me, you got. I Got It goes hard. Shit. Crown is killer. The one song is actually like he did by himself. That was like a bass, like a.
Beach is Better.
The Beach is Better. That shit's hard as fuck too. Like he was killing it, and he just it's weird. It's really weird that someone was that dominant, and just like because most guys do that or that kind of dominant. They may fall. They may have go away for a while, but there's eventually a renaissance.
Yeah,
he didn't have a
look,
renaissance.
it's coming.
Yeah, like that Jermaine Dupri and Swiss Beats early mid 2000s run. Like those are the renaissance. Like 2013 Pharrell, that was a renaissance.
Right. Like this might get him going again. Like because it's like I just heard his shit and was just like, I can't believe like he used to be. I think he's my age or whatever. Okay. And it's just like he's got just this dope. Like, because I just listened to the shit he used to do, and
the low end filter.
That, and it's just like, nah, shit hasn't moved on from him. So he can come back at any time. Like, at any time.
And the game absolutely went his way because it was like, hell, did they play Still in This Bitch that B.O.B. and Juicy J and T.I.?
I don't believe they did.
Like, the thing that, so when he first came onto the scene, I just, with Future, I was like, I just didn't really get it because it's like, most of his melodies came from his 808. And I was just like,
bro, that shit, bro. His 808, like when you heard it, like in that clean club environment,
it's the cleanest shit ever.
Bro, it blew. It made Hit Boy look like he had like a metal drum he was banging on. Like, no, it was bad, bro.
Yeah, I get it. It was one of those things where like I was late to recognize that he was special, and then like at some point I realized I was like, all right, I've been tripping. And I was like, I'm all right, he's incredible. But, because for me, it was just like, I was still holding on to the Drummer Boy, like, pattern of beat making for trap beats or whatever. For me, it's like, I want instrumentation, I want to hear melody, and then I want to hear chords organized around it. I like my music theory. His stuff is like, nah, the 808's
I'll use a couple sounds.
The 808 is gonna carry everything, and I'm like, you can't,
bro.
You gonna let the 808 carry everything, and sure enough, like the rap music last 15 years, the 808 carries everything. I was like, all right, fine, whatever, man, whatever.
Bro, I was listening to Black Beatles today, and I was just like,
yep.
Yo, I feel like I transformed to another zone. I was listening to the headphones or whatever, and it did, and it's like he's using just arpeggiators and shit, and it's just like. It ain't hard,
right?
Quote unquote.
You press 3 or 4 things in a chord, and then it just takes.
But like his simplicity is amazing. Like it's so great. I just love it. Yep. But yeah, let's move on, man. I had people calling for the file, so I'm gonna give y'all one of them before we get going. I got a feeling I'm gonna be letting a few of them hoes off. But we got NBA trade deadline.
Okay.
Okay. So the NBA trade deadline went down 4 o'clock today, 3 o'clock today, something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's more or less just something like what happened over this week because it first started with Harden.
Yeah, James Harden traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers for Darius Garland, I think, and a second round pick or something like that.
Yeah, second round pick goes to the Clippers. So and when they, I guess he. When I get to breaking my foot off and the Clippers ass will add to it, but like they're basically they say we're just gonna
time to blow it up.
We're just gonna blow it up. We're just gonna blow it up. Like their books were set to where the only person that was making money on their books in 2027 was gonna be Zubac, and then they traded Zubac today. And it's like, okay, so y'all were set to get into the playoff given what happened to Jimmy Butler. You guys are going to make it into the playoffs. And you basically said, fuck it. We don't after starting out so bad. Kawhi gets healthy. He's on an all-time run. He's averaging like 31 points the last 21 games, some shit like that, right? Shooting 50, 40, 90. He's going nuts. He's playing like he's one of the 3 best players in the world right now, and they're going to make it to the playoffs. And they said, "Fuck it, we're going to blow it up." Why? Because we need to go clear our cap books and everything for 2027. And it's like, do you know the free agent 2027?
Like Andrew Wiggins or some shit? I don't.
Jokic.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Giannis. Yeah. Harden. Kawhi. That's the end of the list. Everything else is like fringe all-star guy.
Yeah, I guess
None of those guys are going to show up. What the fuck are you doing?
I guess we got the answer of why James Harden was playing so good in the first half of the season. That man was trying to secure an extension. It looks like.
So all right. So
people have this theory, right?
Reporting debunked what we thought was happening.
Oh, okay.
Which was Harden basically was like, what we thought was all happening. Like Harden walked up and said, "Hey, bro, this a mutual option on this thing, so I kind of have a no trade contract, no trade clause. Hey, man, extend me right now. I'm playing like an all-star. I didn't make the all-star team probably because I'm getting punished because I'm a Clipper and y'all were doing this fugazi shit with Kawhi paying on the table and this scandal. It's gonna come out soon. All right, extend me. Give me 2 years, 40." And people thought like they were like, well, I don't know about that player. He's like, all right, what you know about prior work. I'll tear this bitch up, and they traded him immediately. Turns out they told him, we're not going to extend you, and we finna find a spot for you. And he was like, all right, cool. That's the word, which is like, all right.
Yeah. So they him in Cleveland. Look, man, James Harden ain't the guy that you necessarily want if you're looking to win. But there might be enough in place to where
in this conference,
I was gonna say there might be enough in place to where it's like, maybe you could talk yourself into 36-year-old James Harden. Maybe.
The thing for me was just like, this trade would never have happened a year ago. But, unfortunately, with Garland, and this is the thing why I was up, you remember at the time I was really pissed off with Stephen A. Smith when he was doing that clip about you can't just soldier up and play in the playoffs with turf toe. Like, bro, you don't know that means you don't know what turf toe is. Like, turf toe sound like it's sweet. It's not. People Hall of Fame players play years in their career in the NFL with still placing their feet because they got turf toe, right? Like, turf toe is basically like saying, hey, you know them ligaments around your ankles why people can't play basketball or play sports with a fucked up ankle? Imagine that except for the the big ball of your foot or your big toe. Like, that's what turf toe is. Like, if you explain like, oh yeah, that's a sprain, those are sprained toes and you can't push off or do nothing, like an ankle except for your big toe, people be like, oh, okay. And then people get their feet drilled in the offseason in football and all sorts of weird shit to be able to play. Like, that is debilitating. His career trajectory, 2-time All-Star, might be completely different now because like he's only averaging 18 this season. And then he was one of those guys who like 6 small guard, can't really guard. Is he gonna be a guy that can like show up in the playoffs when that whistle gets swallowed? Right? Pause. And yeah, just he's not getting a chance on that team, and they blew it up. And they traded at this point in time. They traded for a better player. Now the Clippers, if he turns out he can get his health right,
they might like they got some free value essentially.
They got free value if he can get his feet right. If he can get his health right, he'll be good. He'll be an all-star level player.
Harden and Mitchell together. I kind of like it for the sense of like we're getting Donovan Mitchell out of this archetype of where he has this defensive center and he has to get all the rest of the offense himself.
Yep.
Like they called him niggas the Cleveland Jazz and shit like that. So like you give him another fucking weapon and it's like, okay, like maybe something can happen. And are they trying to build a super team on the low? Like, are they trying to hold the small forward spot open this summer?
Oh yeah, I heard about that. We'll see about all that. But yeah, like I like their team more because the reason why they won 60-something games last year and then got bounced in the first round was
they had one nigga that could score at the end of the day.
Exactly. Now, like I have my concerns about a backcourt of Mitchell and Harden defensively, but they have Mobley and Allen back there defensively. They have two guys that they're going to the rim protectors as opposed to just one guy. Because one guy would be like, this ain't gonna work at all in the East, but this guy has a chance of winning because like it's the East. They could. Nobody's unbeatable over there.
Yeah. So at this point, you just hang your hopes on James Harden in the playoffs, which historically has not been.
It sounds insane until you remember. Oh yeah, like. It's up and down with him. It ain't always bad. And also, some of them choke jobs against some of the greatest teams ever. And they ain't no greatest team ever on the East Conference this year. So we'll see.
I mean, he did it in the East too. Remember, I think against the Sixers, he showed up with what was that, 7 points in that game 7 or some shit.
Wasn't that the 24? Was that the 24 or the 23 Celtics? Is that the title team?
You know, I don't remember which one it was.
Yeah, it had to be.
Okay.
Right? Because 24. Because last year he got traded to. It was his first year with the Clippers, right?
Playoffs. James Harden Sixers. Playoffs.
I think his last year was. I think that last year was 24. I think when they blew that 3-1 lead or 3-2 lead, that was against the 24 Celtics.
This was in 2023. Yep.
Okay, so I was wrong. Wrong year. Wrong year. So I'm off on that. But yeah, man, like he ain't really played much in his conference. And quite frankly, like Embiid and Harden, one of them dudes gonna be off or both of them be off, right? Donovan Mitchell really hasn't had that many kind of, oh yeah, he blew it. That's a lot of it was like he lost. Like, I think he played well for a series. And just
I was gonna say he's somebody that he can give you a 50 ball in the playoffs. If he gets it rolling or whatever.
Yeah.
But like like I was saying before, it's like, yeah, nigga, he got to create all the offense, and then there's one tall nigga on the floor that can't score. Like that's how they would get fucked against these better teams in the West.
Yep.
And it happened in the East or whatever last year.
Yep. So
I guess
I like it for them. I think it raises their ceiling because it was like look where the Celtics or look where the Cavs were going this year. Like they won 60-some games last year. They got bounced early when they had no business getting bounced early.
Look, they
start a year like shit. And it's like Evan Mobley has reached his offensive ceiling. He's not going to be the talk of evolutionary KG my ass. It's not. No. The day that he, even in this era, the day he averages 24 and 13 is the day that I eat a hat. But yeah, man, that's kind of where we are now. Like he's a dude. He can get you 18. He can get you a bunch of rebounds. He can be a great defender. Jared Allen is a lob threat. Like you put that with Harden or whatever else, and let Harden be the point guard, and let Donovan Mitchell get buckets in between all that and push pace. I think they're going to be a really good. I think their offensive ceiling has completely raised now, and they're far more dangerous in the playoffs. In that
Anthony Davis traded to the Wizards for a variety of like Chris Middleton and trash.
The cadaver of Chris Middleton. He's had a fork in his back since 2023.
Yeah.
Ever since he got hurt in that playoff series, he ain't been the same
bad.
since. Yeah, so he's a contract. And then like fake first rounders. Like they got the OKC first rounder this year, which is going to be in the late 20s, which ain't real. Whatever. It's a lotto ticket.
So
then they got a 2030 or 2031 or 2039 Warriors first round pick that's top 20 protected. It's like, what the fuck is this? And then if they don't get it, then it gets bounced to a second round of the next year. So it's like, oh, so you ain't getting shit. You ain't getting shit.
Yeah. The Wizards look interesting. They've definitely got a plan.
They're a playoff team next year.
They got a plan. They got a lot of young players. They got a lot of assets. They've got, guys that have a flaw in one way or another between Trae Young and Anthony Davis. Mm-hmm. But if Anthony Davis can stay healthy, that flaw gets protected with Anthony Davis. You stupid shit. If Anthony Davis... Come on, man. If I said Don, I'm gonna say Don DeMarco. You put Don DeMarco tag. You gotta leave that. It's gonna fuck me up. But if Anthony Davis can play most of the games, and then you have him literally with a center for the first time in a long time, a young center that's good. Like you have two rim protectors out there with Trae that hides the look at that
as a player. And then, like, you can play, and then Trae is one of the best lob passers ever. Like, I like that team.
Trae Young, big bolas, take a big shot,
He's got to take big shots for him.
We'll send a bitch home in the playoffs.
So, I like that team. I like that team in the future, what they have, and it's like, wow, the Wizards are... Did they get a new GM I was unaware of? This
They did. They did in the last few years. I think he's from Springfield or like he's from like where I'm from or something like that.
This person, whoever this is, this regime, they're picking up distressed assets.
Yeah.
And there's not like like you mentioned, they're cheap for these weird reasons or whatever else. But like the way these pieces fit together in my mind, I think it works.
Yeah.
I think it works as long as Anthony Davis can play most of the games. So I think it's a playoff team next year.
Jaren Jackson got traded to the Jazz.
No. Before we move on to that, we got to talk about the worst trade in NBA history.
Oh, forgot about that. Yeah. So that Anthony Davis Mavs jersey, woo,
29 games.
That is sick.
They traded Luka Doncic for a first rounder from the Lakers, 29 games to Anthony Davis, and 2 fake first rounders. Imagine if they hadn't got imagine if all hell didn't break loose at the end of their season and they didn't luck into the first overall pick to get Cooper Flag, which has nothing to do with the Luka AD trade at all.
Please remember this. This
will be the bleakest future in the NBA if not for that. And not for dumb luck.
Like, imagine if they had, like, the 4th pick or some shit, right? And they didn't even get, like, VJ Edgecombe or something. Right. They got, like...
This happened to be a good draft.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be like, well, what if they got Con Knuffle? Like, Con Knuffle is cool, whatever else, but he ain't fucking Cooper Flag. Cooper Flag are putting up 40 points and shit in games now.
I mean...
As an 18-year-old.
I think they averaging the same shit.
For now.
Yeah. Coop's like on the way.
Cooper
Like he's got
off.
the green light. He's got the green light, and
Cooper
Con's
like he
going to
might
be a multiple-time
NBA
All-Star too. So
Cooper like he might be all NBA next season.
Yeah, he's tough.
What he's done? Look, once that calendar flipped, he turned. I'm on a new level. It's scary what he's doing. He's going to be incredible.
I appreciate Nico Harrison for giving the Luka Doncic. I guess James, we got to talk about the Lakers before we get to Jaren Jackson Jr.
So you're gonna talk about the Minnesota Lakers,
brother?
That's a Minnesota looking roster now. Was it 6 or 7 white guys?
I uploaded the 1950s Lakers picture in the One Nation Radio Discord earlier today. I was like, this is what we trying to turn this into, huh?
Man.
I didn't know who to blame, James. Like, is this a JJ Redick directive? Is it organizational directive? Like, we need to surround Luka Doncic with guys that make him feel good or whatever. Is this
that wasn't LeBron James? That wasn't the case on that finals team 2 years ago,
right? Is this a LeBron James thing? You know, he loves to have white guys on his podcast typically with him.
But historically on the LeBron roster, there's like 1 or 2 white guys. Like you might get Mike Evans and Birdman, but there wasn't also 4 other ones. You can stop that right now.
No, I'm saying on the podcast, normally he keeps one around him or whatever when he's trying to mind the game.
Who you podcasting with?
Steve Nash or JJ.
No. If he had to pick somebody else now from this roster, who you gonna podcast with? Is he gonna podcast with he wouldn't be Austin Reeves. You're not gonna podcast with Massey Kleber.
Nah, can't do him. It would be Luke Kennard.
He just got here.
It would be Luke Kennard because Luke, he
fits it tight. Veteran
look,
white guy.
Ohio. Broke his scoring record in high school, something like that. So,
what is what's your boy's name?
So Luke Kennard traded to the Lakers.
Who's the white guy that played at like Creighton and ended up playing in Iowa with Harrison Barnes?
What the fuck is his name?
Played for the Bulls for
yes, I know you saw Doug McDermott.
That's right. What's he doing?
No idea.
Might get him on the podcast.
No, it could happen. So the Lakers, like, whenever the Lakers get white players, it always gets attention. Because I remember the last time this happened, it was like Josh McRoberts was a Laker, and then everybody was like, when they like it always gets attention, whatever. Because it's like, all right, man,
you know why
the Lakers have a history of great white players on the thing, from Jerry West, to Gail Goodrich, George Mikan, foreign whites like Pau Gasol. Trying to think.
Reeves should be an all-star.
Oh yeah, Austin Reeves. Did I say Jerry West already? Shit.
Yeah, it starts with Jerry West.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
Mike, sure.
Yeah, so like, do I need to name the rest of the niggas in the 1950s Lakers? Like,
no, you good.
Who else?
But the main thing of why it sticks out is because of the identity of Showtime versus Magic and Larry. Magic versus Larry.
Yeah.
What the Celtics look like on that roster for a lot of it, and what the Lakers look like for a lot of the roster. Forget the fact where like the Celtics were the innovators of integration in the NBA. Forget that part. That was the 60s. That's Bill Russell. Once Bill Russell passed, and it's completely flipped up, right? So man, that was definitely a big part of it. So the Lakers kept that, from Kareem to Magic to Worthy to Nick Van Exel to Shaq and Kobe to to LeBron and AD to now it's like, okay, and then you have a Caruso, you get a Austin Reeves, right? And then it's like, wait a second, and then next thing you know, it's like, hey man, where are the defenders with the plus wingspan?
Like Larry Bird would say, where are the brothers? Like,
also now it's like, and the funny part is y'all got all these white players, and only two of them are real shooters now.
Bro, all right.
You finally got a real shooter in Kennard.
Maybe. Like he takes 3 attempts a game, so. Let's look. We'll see when them lights get bright in LA. Niggas forget how to shoot when they join the Lakers. Okay, the 1986 Celtics had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We are one off the 1986 Celtics, James. I don't mean to sound.
Some tell me I ain't gonna be as good as 86 Celtics. Though.
We are talking about basketball, so I want people to realize this. We need less white guys if we are serious about winning the championship.
Hold on. Can you lean? Is that a Laker hat you wearing?
Absolutely.
Oh my God, this man.
We need
this man going this bullshit. Hold on,
athleticism.
Hold on. Before you continue, the thoughts and opinions of one Rich do not necessarily reflect the thoughts and opinions of James Boyd and One Nation Radio. All right, go ahead.
Look.
Yeah, clear me out. Get me off the screen. Go ahead. ISO. Go ahead. Do the Kobe.
Look.
Do the Kobe.
So the Lakers, I don't know who did this in the front office, right? Where you have JJ Redick demanding these people to defend, right? Who's it going to be? You're not going to ask Luka Doncic to do it. Fine. You're not going to ask Austin Reeves to do it, even though he tries. Fine. Everyone else, we can take your pick. Keep 2 if you want. Keep Luke Kennard around if you want. Keep LaRavia if you want. I don't care which one you keep. But from there, I wish we could trade $50 million in expiring for some additional help, but that's neither here or there. Now, I just don't know who's going to defend and be athletic and then have to take it to Anthony Edwards, right? If you see him down the road, right? If you see all them ruffians in Oklahoma City, right? Where is the toughness coming from? Where is the grit coming from? Where is attacking the rim coming from, James? Where is it coming from?
You know what? No, you asking me questions I don't have to answer for. Don't put me on the screen after that. Those are rhetorical questions. You are not expecting me to answer that question with this roster. No. It ain't got to do with a race they can't defend, and your best player is Luka Doncic, and Luka gets to the rim less than ever before.
So, are we planning on scoring all our points from the 3-point line?
I mean,
when has that been a viable Laker strategy ever?
Good point. Y'all are not the 2024 Boston Celtics. That's for damn sure.
No,
never been. Remember when y'all had Magic in charge a few years ago, and then that man first idea was we got to get back to fast breaking and and making layups. It's like that's not what this league is anymore, fool.
So
let's get back, fool. Old man, because that is clearly antiquated antiquated strategies.
So look, I have nothing personal against these gentlemen that joined the Lakers and all that, but we talk about team construction. Like LeBron gonna look around that. LeBron gonna look around that locker room and be like, "What do we do next?"
Look, man, it's as Lakers' turn, right? We had that genie bus thing 2 weeks ago, right? It's like
people apparently hated Gabe Vincent. I had no idea about this.
Yeah, because remember, it was one of those things where like he's one of those Miami Heat niggas that went nuts in the playoff, and on a playoff run, they thought he was going to be that outside of that environment, and it's like that's not. Look, man, you don't know what kind of satanic rituals and blood sacrifices that Riley and Spoelstra are doing down there to make these niggas play better than they ever played before, and then not pay them. Look, if they don't pay them, that should tell you something.
I will never slander the name of Nigerian basketball legend Gabe Vincent, who beat Team USA. So, like,
not everybody shares that sentiment, especially the other Lakers fans. They like, hey, man. We pay you some pretty good coin to come over here and knock down some threes and be a point guard, and you ain't doing that. You getting,
look, it ain't like he's Jordan Farmar. Like I don't hear I don't hear these complaints from these new Laker fans. I'm sorry, it ain't like he's Steve Blake.
I think that the situation is different and is more dire, and the stakes were higher on those teams. Those teams were actual title contenders.
Exactly.
This ain't no real title contender.
Exactly.
But you gotta remember, fandom, you're a more realistic fan than most half the time. Then the other times you jump right in that pool, in that crazy pool with them. But when you come to your senses, like you recognize, like, yeah, man, this roster ain't got enough. It is what it is, and this roster ain't gonna have enough.
They was treating this guy like he was.
The CBA is different. This is people expect this to be the all NBA, and this shit gonna roll over in the arc of the universe is gonna bend towards the Lakers. And I gotta say, if it does, it's gonna be through draft, and it ain't gonna be through the old ways where just Pog softballs the back of a truck. Shaq wanna make fucking Shazam and Steel. That's not gonna happen no more.
I mean, we just got Luka like that, so like.
Right, but I have serious concerns about Luka and his health going forward, and the roster can build around him once you pay Reeves. I really do. You can't like.
I like them too, or whatever.
No, I like him too.
Look,
I'm just saying,
I don't have a problem if our two best players are Luka and Reeves. It's like, what can you get around, and what young people can you get around, and once you start getting your drafts back.
But my question is, if you have those guys, and they're healthy, there is going to be a floor to how good those picks can ever be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that there's a possibility where I just don't think that. I think we're in a situation now where like they have basically made the NBA into a de facto hard cap like the NFL, and you got your quarterback on a high salary, and you got your wide receiver on a high salary, and it looks a lot like the Bengals. And it's like you got Burrow, you got Jamar Chase. And you say
Bruh, it's
if
like
they stay healthy, them guys will go in the Hall of Fame and all that kind of stuff. Well, I'm not saying that Alex Reeves will be a Hall of Famer before anyone gets mad at me, but like you got guys is going to be making Pro Bowls and honor and getting season honors and that kind of thing. But it's just set up to where like they,
bruh, like that. That's the thing. It's like you have to stack picks.
Unless you get draft picks and hit on them, and it's going to be hard to do. And I don't know how they do that and keep both of them long term. And by long term, at this point, I mean like 5 years.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter because regardless of that, there's still a better future than it would have been if not for the Anthony Davis-Luka trade. So even if it's like we never win a title with Luka, it's like, you know how much fun we're going to have with Luka in this next half decade regardless? Because it wasn't going to be fun. It was going to be LeBron retires, Anthony Davis is going to be old, hurt a lot, and this new roster situation is going to come in, and we don't know if we can get a star to come here in free agency. So it was going to be whatever this turns out to be. The other situation without the Luka trade was going to be worse. So this still, I don't know how you see this, but I see it as Lakers still winning this all.
Like I'm still positive on it. It's just like, all right, we got to worry about this $50 million or whatever is coming off with LeBron. I know it doesn't automatically open a $50 million slot or whatever, but it'll open something or whatever. And it's like, okay, niggas just got to look. Niggas need to get in the gym and get better. So that goes for the front office too. It's like, all right,
the front office is gonna get better because sooner or later, Pelinka's gonna get that boot, and like, quite frankly,
I mean, I think he's got to get an extension.
Why?
Because he got the Luka deal. Like, I don't know how you don't extend him.
New
just
ownership.
on a
No. The buses would have to be on the hook for that publicly, but Mark Walter, no, he don't owe him shit.
Yeah, I'm just saying, a normal scenario, it would be, oh yeah, this person gets a extension.
Right. Yeah, right. But it's one of those things where outside of, if you go back to the genesis of this problem, kind of with where we are kind of now with the Lakers, to where they can't, they're playoff, they're in the playoffs, but they're not the serious contenders. Is like, it comes back to why. When Anthony Davis and Clutch, as people may or may not believe, put out to everybody that Anthony Davis is only going to the Lakers, why the fuck did you put in 2 or 3 more assets than needed? Why do you bid against yourself? Why do you just wait the fucking year and then go in the off season and then sign them? Like, there's stuff like that, It was like, these things look like it don't matter at the time when we got Anthony Davis and we have LeBron and AD and we won a title, but it does start adding up once you make a mistake like the Westbrook trade. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the Westbrook trade and then it keeps going.
We're going to get them boards in the playoffs for the Lakers. Aiden sure as hell ain't getting them.
No.
Look.
Oh, Lakers fans starting to get upset with Aiden. I was like, remember when we talked about the offseason again? There was like, look, he's better than Jackson Hayes, but people will get sick of him quick. And it lasted longer than I thought it was. Yeah.
Well, it's up to him if he wants a future in this league. He's on a 1-year deal. Like,
so now we talking about. So now since we.
But I'm saying, that's the thing though. It's like, I guess maybe I'm more realistic. When you got niggas signed to 1-year deals and these proven contracts, what are you really? You're expecting niggas just to lead you to greatness like this? Like, I don't.
Right.
Like, you're not giving them no long-term security. You're not making them feel comfortable where they at. You're not investing in their future. Nothing like that. It's just like, all right, you're in here, and you better help LeBron James and Luka Doncic win the title this year. Like, it don't go like that, man. Like,
the league has changed. In prior years, this team could compete, but now it's like, all right, well, you got the OKC Thunder getting fucking Jared McCain for nothing.
Yeah, that shit there.
Right?
That shit pissed me off. If the Lakers try to trade for...
They have more backcourt depth than God, and now you're going to give them another guy that could actually crack the rotation for nothing?
I was like, if the Lakers tried to trade for Jared McCain, they would be asked...
4 first-rounders.
Bro, they would ask for something ridiculous, and it would be like, all right,
4 first-rounders. He's on a rookie contract. 4 first-rounders. Look, put him up like Klay Thompson. 4, nigga, 4. Yeah. So...
Dalton Connect still a Laker. Shocking.
Yeah, he wants out. I thought that was gonna go the way of Kuminga. He speed ran that Kuminga run. So real quick, since we talked about the plight of the Lakers, hey man, they traded Zubac from fucking nothing, or they traded Zubac and blew the whole thing up.
Oh yeah, former Laker Ivica Zubac, who I always liked.
Right. Traded Zubac. The Clippers traded Zubac to the Pacers. And good for him.
Shout out Dan.
I like that for the Pacers next year. Halliburton healthy, Zubac, obviously that whole team, they can run that back.
He gonna set some fucking screens. I know that.
Yeah, big body. Remember, I was talking about this a few weeks ago. Like, you need big bodies in this league to set real screens instead of these fake, KG screens.
And tough.
Yes. So, I like that for the Pacers for next year. But the Clippers basically said, a young, valuable guy that got more in this trade, he got 2 first-rounders, real first-rounders, unlike Anthony fucking Davis did, right? Because he's on a cheap contract. He's only making like $20 million. And he's one of the 10 best centers in the league. And I just don't get why, when you have somebody on a nice contract like that, why are you trying to clear your books out completely? And
who have they made promises to?
Bro,
it's the Clippers. We can't never trust them.
Bro, free agency that year in 27 when he would have been the only person on the books would have been Steph Curry, Giannis, Jokic.
They trying to get LeBron or something? Like, what's the
2027? LeBron's gonna be out of the league. So for me, it's like, all right, so y'all want to blow it up now when y'all should have blew it up years ago. Once they got out of the Paul George business, they should have blew it up then. So I don't get it, man.
Question from King of the North. Rich, I bought Raptors tickets. Will I see Big Chris Paul on the floor for my Raptors?
No, they're waving now. Yeah. So it's like I don't get it. Like, and so all this stuff we've given the Lakers, right? That we talked about the Lakers and Miss Pelinka, LeBron, Clutch, Jenny Buss, the sale, all the drama. They made 2 fucking Final Fours and won a finals, right? Clippers
in 8 years.
Clippers.
I mean, the Clippers, like
Clippers,
bro. Clippers.
Bro, niggas after this nigga lunt into, Kevin Durant tore an Achilles. Klay Thompson tears an ACL while hotter than God that was going to send them home, and they were going to lose that finals. If Klay Thompson never tears an ACL, they were still going to lose that.
They was going to come back and win.
Right. He gets that. People talk all this stuff about he's the best player in the league. Maybe he was. Maybe he was the best player in the league. He goes to the Clippers. Clippers bend over backwards. They trade a guy that's going to end up being better than Kawhi historically. Didn't know that, but that's where it headed. We're headed to a 2-time MVP. The second he wins that, the second MVP is immediately better than Kawhi. Right? Best player on the finals team. At 28, right? Never mind that. Forget that part. The Clippers are blowing it up while they have a chance to make the playoffs. While they don't own their pick, and that pick's going to OKC in this loaded draft. They're going to fuck around and get like one of them Boozer brothers to add to this. And they might go into the league. They might go into 2027, 2-time defending NBA champions, and have a Rookie of the Year candidate.
Have Cam Boozer, the real one. The other one's just a guy.
Okay, whatever. And it's like, the whole league isn't sitting around here and been like, what the fuck? People left and right. People left and right when, they did the whole trade. They were doing this. You remember this, Rich? Two-way players, two-way wings. We ain't seen this since Jordan and Pippen. Remember that?
Indeed. I do remember this. The real LA, James. Do you remember this? Do you remember the marketing scheme of the real LA, the black and white uniforms? Yes. We represent the grit, the tough LA, and whatever. Meanwhile, y'all held up by fucking tech money, and y'all move y'all fucking arena to some state-of-the-art shit. Y'all go all the way out there, to wherever the fuck that shit is. I don't even know. I think it's in Inglewood. I'm not sure.
I think it's Inglewood too. So,
but nah, bro. The Clippers would flame out year after year after year, and it's just Clippers gonna clip.
Clippers gonna clip. Now remember this: for all the talk of all the people that, and since it's happened, we'll talk about Rajon Rondo and Anthony Davis's three-point shooting be unrealistic because of the bubble. I'm sorry, I could have swore I saw Paul George hit the side of the backboard, and I saw Kawhi Leonard come up short on jumpers I've seen him knock down in his sleep in that bubble blowing a 3-1 lead. It was in that same exact bubble that Rajon Rondo could knock down shots in. People say that's a fake ring. Meanwhile, the legend of Jokic started that particular in the bubble because of that.
I think the Clippers organization, and you didn't even mention the biggest part of all this, James. They did this while illegally circumventing the salary cap.
That too, because he's the richest owner in the league. I believe he has more money than the rest of the owners combined. I believe that.
And they let Lawrence Frank continue to run their team and keep giving him extensions.
Yeah. And And they're doing this while they have somehow. Why this all happening? They have one of the 5 best coaches in the league that keeps keeping this shit afloat. He needs to get the fuck out of there as soon as possible. Ty Lue needs to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, and think about what they had coming into this season. They had the oldest team in like NBA history.
They traded away Norman Powell for Bradley Beal. That happened this offseason. That happened this offseason. If they were the Lakers, and the exact same thing that happened to the Clippers happened to the Lakers, there would be multiple books. Jeff Pearlman will be knocking on every door in the in the fucking valley. I'm about to name San Bernardino, whatever. He'd be knocking on every door in the valley to get context on how this all happened and how this turned into a disaster.
Like, and the Clippers fans be bold too. They be bold with it. They be thinking, we've been running LA since 2010, and you see Blake Griffin now on Amazon, and this is all what they did to Chris Paul this year, and it's like, I don't think Chris Paul necessarily a winner per se, but he ain't a fucking loser like the rest of y'all niggas on that organization. The organization.
And the funny part about this is, remember all the stories that came out about what led to the Chris Paul thing, and it turned out to be like Chris Paul. They were upset when he made the executive decision to talk to Kawhi about, hey man, you just come back from injury, you need to rest your legs because you chasing around Klay Thompson, and that's a disaster. And then, lo and behold, as Kawhi Leonard got healthier, Kawhi Leonard turned into one of the 3 best basketball players in the world again. Chris Paul was fucking right again. Chris Paul's biggest mistake is that he's always right, but he's a dick about it. He's always right. He said, "Hey man, you should be chasing around here. You don't have your legs underneath you. We need to get you ready prepare for the season." And then he turns up. It's like I think it was Jeff Van Gundy said, you no longer have the leeway to make changes anymore. Okay, that's fine. All right. But turned out, last 21 games, 23 games, 31 points a game. 50, 40, 90. He was
amazing.
Right. Again.
It's amazing.
Again.
Any other trades worth it? I mean, there's a ton of like trash just getting moved around the league.
Got traded to the Utah Jazz. I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah. What's his name? Kuminga to the Hawks. So he's right down the road for me.
You gonna buy a ticket to watch Jonathan Kuminga? Right. Your boy also traded to Golden State. Porzingis traded to Golden State.
Yes, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Giannis staying put.
Hey man, when he leaves, he might get his back kicked in the way. Well, let me run that back, because the person I'm gonna say, y'all gonna make all the jokes. When he eventually does, pull the lever to eject himself out of this Milwaukee situation, the people are gonna be really upset with him for being a phony in a way that like what happened with Dwight Howard. Because remember, it may not be no Doc Rivers hand around the shoulder thing, whatever, but it's gonna be you kept saying you talk plenty of cash. And you say you want to stay here, you say you want to stay here, and say you want to stay here, and we're at a point now where like we passed our contending time. It's okay for you to leave, and you still playing these games, but you won't sign no fucking extension. Sign the extension or shut the fuck up. Like, you saw that tweet he put out today?
I saw that. I thought it was funny.
Bookmark, nigga.
I thought it was funny. Why do everyone want him to leave so bad? Do they want to quote unquote like give him the things that all the other people that left got, like LeBron or Durant or anything like that?
You mean, like give him shit, you mean?
Yeah, do they want to give him shit and be like, see, you ain't no different than these niggas or whatever? Like,
nah, it's a situation where it's not the Steph Curry situation. Steph Curry, we ain't never heard no thing about Steph Curry want to leave. Obviously, he's had better management, better teammates than Giannis has, whatever else.
Oh, yes.
But the thing is, he has won a title. He has been great in the playoffs.
Look, he won a title at home. Something those guys didn't do. And they got to live with that.
Cool. He has been great. he is in a disaster franchise that has failed him the last half decade, basically, at this point. They won in 21, right?
21, yeah.
You know what the record is? Rich, have you seen the record?
They've been going home in like the first round and shit.
No. You know what the record is this year?
I have not checked their record. No.
They're like 12 or 15 and 20 something. They're not even going to skip the play-in. They're like the fucking 12 seed.
They're right there. They're right there.
Where?
They're 20 and 29.
They're 20 and 29 in Eastern Conference, Rich.
They're 2.5 games out of the play-in right now.
They're 2.5 games out of the play-in. Do you want to tell me how close are they to Charlotte?
2.5.
They're behind Charlotte in the play-in.
But Charlotte's on fire
They
right
won like
now.
7 or something. They won like 7 straight or something like that, right? My point is this: you have one of the arguably 15 greatest basketball players of all time. He's still in the middle of his prime. He's still playing like an MVP when he's on the floor. And you have fucked it up left and right with him the last half decade.
Well, I mean,
somebody that's as good as him, to me, right? It's different because he won there, right? But, hey, man, I had my best shot, and we passed our best shot. It's over. I need to get out of here. Like, when I'm looking around, I'm like, this looks like post-2004 KG in Minnesota.
Hey, man.
Like, the best days are over, and if you want to stay, fine.
I was going to say,
it's
if
gonna
the man say he happy.
Sad as fuck watching me seeing you not on prime time in games and not playing any basketball that matters anymore because this franchise is inept and they're ruining your legacy because you're too loyal. You need to get the fuck away from them. They were lucky enough to draft you.
Let's see.
I know he's the greatest developmental pick of all time as he was the 13th pick or whatever else. Bro, fuck all that. We have been on this where we knew what it was with Giannis since like 2018 or whatever else. This dude was going to be an multiple time All-Star. And then he kept getting better and better and better. And now this dude is the second best player of his era. And he shows up, he plays hard, he plays great defense, he shows up in the playoffs.
I think people just want I think people just want something like to put on him because you mentioned all those great things about him. They want something to ding him with or whatever.
Also the part where he talked all that cash, and then also we know that he wants out. But just like Dwight, when Dwight wanted out, everybody at some point, and we always talk about this, everybody at some point gets a coach fired, or when they look around and see their situation's fucked up, they man up and they say, get me out of here to the next destination because you fucked this up. This is not my doing. I've done everything I can. He's done everything he can. Look, they might be mad when it happens, right? Or maybe less mad because he already won a title, right? But the second he leaves and he wins his house somewhere else, there are going to be Milwaukee Bucks fans similar to Minnesota fans who are happy when KG won.
I was going to say, like, no Bucks fans are actually going to be mad at him, like, for shit. It's the other people that are going to be mad at him. But he delivered.
Though the haters don't matter.
What? They're the only ones driving this discourse around him. Calling him a fake and everything like that. That's not coming from Bucks fans.
I don't think that he's afraid of the backlash from the haters, because the haters hate him regardless. No bag, run and dunk. I think that he's genuinely afraid of hurting his relationship with Milwaukee, and I think he's vastly overestimating how mad people are gonna be at him. Leave, get out of there. You never gonna win again. They fucking you up, and then by the time, and if they're ever good, and you're too good to ever get good draft picks, you're gonna even mess up good draft picks.
These guys are very conscious of the narratives and all that stuff, and who they want to cast themselves as in this time of history, and like what foreigners are like saying get me the fuck out of here like that. Like Luka got traded. It was like this thing like that like shouldn't have happened. Like Jokic is like Nico. You count Shea got traded too early before it even fucking mattered.
But he's Canadian, so that might not even. He's too.
Yeah.
That's too playing at Connecticut. Like he, like
Wembanyama. Do you think he's looking to go anywhere?
No.
Right. So it's like.
But look, obviously a little bit different because it's a territory. It's a territory, but it's still U.S. Tim Duncan was about to go to Orlando until Doc Rivers told him you can't bring your wife on the team flight. So like it ain't exactly.
Doc Rivers was right.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
No, I mean about Duncan in the long run with that situation.
Oh, because they got divorced like 8 years later or 10 years later. Get out of here. Get out of here. That's nasty.
Then he started growing dreads and all that, didn't?
That's nasty. That's nasty.
Oh, but I don't know,
I
man.
get what you're saying. I personally, I don't think maybe you're right. But from when I see this stuff, when he talks about this stuff, I don't think he cares about the haters because there's one thing about, because if that was true, if I thought he actually cared about the haters, then why don't he ever shrink up at the end of games and stop taking shots, right? He does not embarrass easily. He will go up to that free throw line and spend 15 seconds at the free throw line as the crowd's saying that you should have been shooting your free throw 5 seconds ago. He don't care.
Bro.
At least that's what it gives off to me. He don't care about haters.
I mean, I feel like he sent that post out today for a reason.
He put that post out because he's like, I'm still loyal to the soil. But it's like, bro, we know that you was out here saying that you want to get traded. Otherwise,
like Chris Haynes reported, he never requested to be traded. So it's like, is Chris Haynes lying? I don't know, man. Like, because
it's one of those things where it's like, okay, look at the situation. Why did they field trade offers? He's one of those guys to where it's like, unless there was some what do you call it?
I think they're conscious of what they put around him.
Unless it was something told to them, you never shop them. They shopped him.
But there was no deal out there for him.
You know,
bro, there was not. The only people that could have traded for him are like OKC and had enough picks and shit to make it work.
OKC, the Spurs, and Knicks. Minnesota.
Yeah.
They were like 14.
Yeah. So like the deals weren't there. Like when's he a free agent? 2027?
Well, either So it's like, okay, you so low to the soil. Let's see that extension. Because another part about this is, right, you mean to tell me they haven't asked you about signing an extension yet? Meanwhile,
don't you have to sign an extension like the summer before you become a free agent?
You think you're gonna sign an extension?
No.
Okay then.
I don't think he's gonna sign the extension.
That's why I mentioned the Dwight Howard thing. That's the same fucking thing Dwight Howard did. Dwight Howard, instead of signing
actually, he might sign the extension and then like
get traded, force his way after getting traded. I mean, he could do that, but that's gonna make people even more mad at him. If he's so afraid, if it's Giannis
Antetokounmpo, he's not taking a red cent less, and can't nobody give him the supermax if he gets traded, right? Boom, that's the answer. That's the answer because Luka couldn't get it anymore.
You signed it. What's the situation?
Is it a plus 10 years?
He's been in the league over 10 years.
I was gonna say because Luka can't get the supermax now. So if anything, that's the answer right there.
That was at the end. Well, I don't think he's gonna sign,
bro.
And that's the main thing.
I'm saying he's not gonna go somewhere else and not be able to sign it. I think he's gonna sign that shit then
sign and trade type of situation.
He's getting his fucking munyon like.
Sure, but also he's a kind of good to her like this last max ain't gonna be his last max any damn way.
That man is that man. We talk about. I know you've seen.
Super poor. He was extremely poor. I
know you've seen some of the things where he was shocked they had free water at the facility and shit. Like I know you've seen that shit.
And he was taking Gatorades and shit home. Yes.
I know. So like
he's extremely poor. I know. I know. I know. But what I'm saying is, if he was going, if he wanted to, if you want to put in that tweet, okay, cool. But when we come back, you better delete that shit before you sign and ask for a trade to get out of there, or before you don't sign that extension, because people gonna like, okay, nigga, we don't remember. Like, there's no such thing as failure, right? There's no such thing as failure. So you need to stay here forever and keep trying to find a steps to succeed until you can't play no more, right? And I like him, but he said that shit and stepped into it. No, bro. like the people that you admire or whatever else, they were okay to admit that they failed and the failure fueled them forward. But they did acknowledge that it was a failure. They didn't call it something besides failure. There's only one team that doesn't fail every year, and we talk about it every year about how the other 29 niggas suck or 29 teams suck every single year until the next year, until another set of 29 suck.
Yeah, so let's go forward, man. We spent a lot of time on the rap and basketball. I want to
One Nation Radio.
Yeah.
You want to hear the trade deadline talk from Alvarez Meltzer?
I promise you don't. Imagine Brian don't watch sports at all. So he barely watches wrestling.
He watches contact sports. He watches the contact
barely
sports.
watches wrestling.
I'm not getting into that with you. Not getting into that with you.
I want to play something.
What else? He says stuff obtuse as if he doesn't. But anyway, yeah. I mean, I can listen to probably like Lance and Rich Craig talk about NFL. But
oh yeah, absolutely. I'm a listener.
Joe Lance don't seem like a basketball fan.
Joe,
maybe he is, but he don't seem like it.
I think Joe is a basketball fan. I know for sure he's a hardcore college basketball fan. He's a Georgetown fan.
Oh, college fan.
Yeah, he liked Georgetown and John Thompson and Patrick Ewing. I think that's his era, or the early 90s, if I'm not mistaken.
College fan.
Rich Craig hosts the Over and Back NBA podcast. I listen to it on occasion and always have a good time listening to it.
Is he a Bulls fan?
You know, I think he is. I think he is.
Which one's from Chicago? Is it Rich or Joe?
Rich.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
After the holidays, there's so much to clean up and get ready for the coming year. This leaves me exhausted and a lot of things falling off my to-do list. It's time to lock in, and Omaha Steaks delivers everything you crave to reset after the holidays. An order from them means having high-quality Omaha steaks on hand at all times. I'm a big meat lover myself, and I always go with medium rare. But there's also plenty of poultry and other options available. Omaha Steaks offers unrivaled quality and variety, and every bite is backed by their 100% guarantee. A family-owned company with over 100 years of expertise in the meat industry. Let Omaha Steaks deliver high-quality proteins right to your door. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during their end-of-season sale. And for an extra $35 off, use promo code YUM at checkout. That's OMAHA steaks.com, promo code YUM. Terms apply. See site for details. Go to www.omahasteaks.com to get 50% off site-wide during their end-of-season sale. And use promo code YUM at checkout for an extra $35 off. Minimum purchase may apply. Thanks to Omaha Steaks for sponsoring us.
But moving on, we're going to talk about Ricochet, man. I want to play this audio here, and I'm going to drop this on here. Ricochet buries WWE and says the company tarnished his wrestling legacy.
I think that the day that, we got called to Raw was like the worst thing that happened to Ricochet's wrestling career.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Despite, I met my wife there, I made friends, made memories. They had a crazy platform to put me all the positive stuff. But I think specifically for Ricochet's wrestling career, like that's where it took, it got blipped, and it because, what I was doing and the trajectory that I was on compared to the trajectory that I got for those 5 years, and then how it completely changed the public's image of Ricochet and who Ricochet was, I really do think that 5 years was it just, again, whatever you want to say for the fame and the celebrity and all that side of it, I'm talking specifically the wrestling side of it, that 5 years really tarnished Ricochet's wrestling legacy.
So Ricochet further expanded on that on Twitter all day yesterday, for lack there of better words, and he not only expanded on this, he was replying to people. He was naming other wrestlers who likely feel the same way, or you could say the same thing about their careers possibly. He was taking no days off on people's ass. He was like, same thing happens to Balor, Shinsuke, Apollo, many others. WWE kills legacies and love of the sport. It's what they do best. He says, I do feel this way. Many others do as well. That company kills the love and you end up being a shell of who you were and going through the motions. Said they haven't for a while. Even when I was IC and US champ, they meant nothing, meaning the belts. I'd argue El Generico has a better legacy than Sami Zayn. He said, they took my love of pro wrestling away. I'll never forget how I felt walking into work every week. And that platform was only to make others look good at my expense. I told them I'd rather quit and go back to the indies and make whatever I'd make there than to come back next week. Many discovered me at a time where my talents and legacy were being taken advantage of by a company that didn't really care about me. However, more people have been following me since before WWE and appreciate what they know I can bring and what I can do. No longer want to watch. He replied to somebody that said Bryan Danielson said he was disassociating in the ring during the main event of WrestleMania. Ricochet says happened to him every week. Like, I can't, and he kicked the hornet's nest with that stuff, and they went all over him. I had to embarrass a few fools on Ricochet's behalf on Twitter, just in hilarious fashion. There was one guy.
I saw your tweet. And the person was like, they're big. They thought their dismount was like, or they thought they big face ace was going to be, or big face Joker was going to be A. If he felt this way, why didn't he just quit? And then like you screenshot the tweet of Ricochet saying, "I tried to quit, they wouldn't let me."
Yeah, 500 plus likes.
All right, man.
Look, and there was one other guy that was replying to me, like, because I put out something that basically said, "Hey, man, we should probably appreciate Ricochet's public vulnerability because in wrestling, how often
one never talks like this."
Correct. Nobody talks like this. Nobody is either honest or in a safe enough place
or
to
cognizant that like, hey, it's two major companies to make a living. I don't want to piss off one of them. If where I'm at right now, it isn't going great.
Right. And like, remember when Ricochet worked for WWE, he was a good soldier publicly.
Yes, he was.
Which was like
people was kicking his ass. It was kicking his ass in over some of the stuff he's doing. It was Seth Rollins light.
Yeah, and it was like he got no grace from these people after that. I'm like, when he was out here waving the flag for you and the thing that y'all claim y'all love and all this stuff, and it was just like, at the end of the day, you don't really care about Ricochet. Ricochet was like one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. A second, like before he ever walked in WWE. We got people in the comments right now. Ospreay and Ricochet were peers, and then Ospreay fucking lapped him. It was wild. Yep. And then like I remember I met Ricochet in 2017. I was like, "You're the greatest high flyer of all time." Like I was like, I don't care like about like Rey Mysterio no more. Like it's like the game's been moved forward what Ricochet was doing. Mm-hmm. Like. He's within every right to say how he feels about how he worked there, and then like you think about his career, and I feel like it's inarguable. Like, remember when they sent that man to fight Brock Lesnar in Saudi Arabia and just disposed of him like common trash, right? And then after that, Ricochet was just like, they had him trying to be a superhero, as Ricochet mentioned. They would send him out there to carry Logan Paul before. They was throwing championships on him to try to keep him, and he clearly didn't want that. And he was like, "Yo, I'm leaving the second this shit's up." And that was something else I replied. Somebody was like, "He's been the IC and US champion." I was like, "You are a mark. He is not." Like, what the fuck do these people think the Intercontinental Championship means? What do, like, this isn't 1988. What the fuck is wrong with them? Like, the US title, nigga. If you don't get the fuck out of my face, like,
the US title in WWE.
Unreal, bro.
Like, there's been some fun runs with it, but it's like that's nah, man.
Like these, like I don't know, man. Like, and from everything I saw with Ricochet yesterday, and then keep in mind, Ricochet is not the only one in that house who has a problem with WWE, and also how was treated on their way out of WWE, in Samantha, who, if anything, told me yesterday, James, the second she like decides to become a manager in wrestling, she's gonna have jump the guardrail heat from the fucking Fed Mark imbeciles.
How many years was her non-compete?
2.
Okay, so we're like 1 year through, or something like that, right?
Something like that. So, like, honestly, to the day, actually, I was back. I had a conversation.
No comment. Just move on.
Yeah, I had a conversation.
Move on.
So
yes,
and it was like, oh, this is what was done to you. That stinks. How is that legal? And then, like, I imagine she's gonna have stuff to say eventually. And then them two, look at them, good looking couple. Like, they're gonna have like, they're gonna have like a way to really get on these people's nerves. And as a 2-pronged attack, they get to get the racism off, they get to get the sexism off, they get to wave the fucking Fed flag, they get to do, they're going to AEW. I hate to break it to everybody here, she's gonna be in AEW. The AEW bad shit. Oh my god! And then the thing is, Ricochet don't give a fuck. That's what these people don't get. Right. He will keep fighting with y'all.
Like, a part of his character since he's been in AEW is to be a fucking troll online.
Like,
and he's been good at it. Like, outside of, well, this might have been before he got there, but like outside of like the Kendrick Lamar stuff, like, he's been pretty good. He's been thoroughly entertaining on Twitter. Yeah. Or X, whatever you want to call it.
And this is how you know, like, I think these people are lying. When Ricochet was in WWE, I don't think you could ever sell him as a world champion, right?
No.
Ricochet could win the AEW championship tomorrow, and everybody would be like, all right, let's run it up.
Well, yeah. He's taller than, he's as tall as MJF.
Yeah. So, like, and he has the respect, I think, of the audience. And, like,
yeah,
obviously, like, what went on with him before WWE, like, we were there, man. I watched New Japan. A lot of people know him from Lucha Underground.
Yep.
PWG.
Hell,
all the indies, Evolve.
Look,
like,
man, for those,
this is a worldwide legend.
For those that talk about like Triple H on the main roster and his showcasing of black male single stars, Velveteen Dream, Keith Lee, Ricochet, those guys were superstars in NXT. I don't know what happened when he got the main roster job, but he was pushing Ricochet like a god. Like, so, he was in that top 6 for sure. So, yeah, man, like, he was that kind of special in his athletic prime. Obviously, he appears to be past that, but he's still a great wrestler. So yeah, like, I read that stuff and I see it as somebody that recognizes, like, I can't do the stuff I used to do. I've had to change. I've had to adapt and change, and that's great. But like, my peak, the last of my prime, where I could have been, best in the world to match my talents at that time.
They stole it from him.
Yeah.
Like, they robbed me.
It's like you wasted my time. It sounds like a woman's R&B album. You wasted my time.
Damn.
Prime years of my life. Down the drain. So yeah, like, look, I appreciate
Dragon Gate, yes, as well. Like, Dragon. Bro, do you remember the first time?
You ever seen it at Pac? His shit with Pac?
Oh, yes, like, it looks like a completely different. Like, it's like this.
Yes, hair.
Yeah. Do you remember? I think we might have watched it at my old like apartment in Palm Harbor. The fucking Yuha Nation versus Ricochet match in Dragon Gate. I remember
seeing Apollo Crews. Yeah,
bro,
fucking incredible.
Like,
that's why he mentioned him. That's why he mentioned Apollo in the thing.
That's like why these niggas are like, they know they're them, and the only people that don't know they're them are y'all. And the thing is that you don't know because the company didn't let you know.
And there's also this part, right? As you mentioned, right? Both companies, both sides, whatever else, before AEW, between the PWGs, the Evolves, right? all the indies, Japan, whether it's Dragon Gate or Noah or New Japan, like all these people know each other, and all of them have seen each other, been around, seen what the best of the best can do, and all of them have multiple years of wrestling before they even get to being, getting paid, right? So they know who the best guys were, right? So it's kind of like, yeah, if you are him and you go to NXT and they showcase you like you finna be one of the next guy, like the future is now, and he's also at the right age, like, right, great physique, spectacular athlete, does stuff that other people have never seen on the main roster, conventionally handsome. He was a can't miss guy. Like, I remember when he first got there and they were doing the Ricochet stuff. They brought him up as a tag team, right? They brought up Aleister Black and Ricochet together after they had that awesome match in New York to send them off to main roster. And they get to WrestleMania and they're in a multi-person tag match and they lose tag match. I was like, nope, that don't look good. And then from there, after that, it just got worse and worse and worse for both of them. And I remember Meltzer on Observer Radios be like, guys are like, I can't believe they're not doing anything. Ricochet, he's can't miss.
I remember he had to put over Riddick Moss that one time in Brooklyn. And I was like, what are they doing? And this is peak senile Vince at that time. And it was like, I mean,
and what makes it even more fucked up is, right, I don't know what Apollo Crews last time I seen him, right? But the last time I saw him was when they gave him a fucking spear and then told him to put on the accent, tap into a Nigerian caricature. I ain't seen him since.
Yeah. He put over Slapjack as well. I remember that.
Slapjack.
The
Retribution?
nigga the nigga from the Mighty O'Neil that was in that bitch.
Was that Shane Thorne?
I believe it was.
Okay.
So, at the end of the day, Ricochet really pissed off a loud group of fucking losers who have no concept of anything beyond the World Wrestling Federation. And it's just like, you see this guy.
It's frustrating because that's what most of these talks are. It's for me, it's constantly, how do we talk to these people? Or how do we know, are they operating in good faith? And if they are operating in good faith, how do I not come off like the biggest hipster snod to be like, hey man, trust me, I want to hold your hand and be like, here's a link to this match, here's a link to that match. This is the stuff he was doing before he got here, and this is what he's doing now. Do you see the difference? Or are we pretending? Because like when people do this stuff, I get to like, I have a hard time. I just see on the timeline I get frustrated because like I tend to like try to operate in good faith,
right?
And then, but most people aren't online. They trying to dunk on people, so it's like, all right, man, y'all got it. Like I think that if you like this thing, you would also like this. I could be wrong, but most people that are open-minded about it tend to like this stuff and tend to like it possibly even more. Give it a try. People don't give it a try. They's like, whatever. It's this big thing now of the fracturing of society, where it's like of monocultural events. So it's like WrestleMania. What the fuck is this other shit?
Yep.
WrestleMania. It's like the people that root for like, Taylor Swift's like sell like gates on tours. Like, why do you give a fuck? Like, if you went there and enjoyed it, cool. But like, you're riding the bandwagon for a super capitalist? Like, cool. I know you like her music. Okay, I get that. But like, rooting for I don't know what you liking her music has to do with how well it sells.
Yeah,
it's weird, and that's been this thing over the last decade or so about like entertainment stuff. Like, it's this: is it good or is it not? Are you media literate or are you not? Are you just falling on the fallacy of popularity? And it's like, all right, man, cool, man. Like, I like AJ Styles, I like Gunther, I like Cody, I like Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and the like. But like when they don't do good wrestling, I can say they don't do good wrestling. When I see y'all just pretend. Oh, y'all didn't watch that show? Y'all didn't watch that show. Y'all missed that. Y'all missed night one of WrestleMania. Huh? Okay. All right. Cool. It's always so strange, man. Always so strange.
Yeah. Ricochet gonna keep pissing people off, and I hope he gets a raise. What? One more time, James?
And if AEW started being bad, I stopped watching them too altogether. I would just be like, oh, I'll check in for Evolution or whatever else. But they're doing good shows right now.
And speaking of that, last night in Vegas, featuring the "fuck Ice" chants before the main event, which went viral to the point of NBC News picking it up. Yeah. And look, if I'm Brody King.
Well, I mean, didn't he wear that shirt in Arena, Mexico? Didn't the shirt say "fuck"? Did it say "abolish ice" or "fuck ice"? I can't remember.
It said "abolish ice."
Okay.
And also, like I said, if I'm Brody King, I'm walking into the office and being like, "So,
let me get that shirt.
Let me get that.
Put a skull over that U, and then we rock, and then we ride. Yeah.
That also, let me get that strap. Pause. let me look. I done brought you this mainstream attention. Why don't you go ahead, put Andrade and me out there at Revolution? Why don't you do that? So, if I was a if I was a man that wanted to take his own future in his hands, I would.
So, there's something to that, but obviously with that fake squash, like they're clearly not doing that.
Right.
But
right.
Whatever. So yeah, man, like I'm not sure if the average person understands quite how unpopular Ice is. Like, there are voting districts that were like overwhelmingly voted for Trump, like plus 20 for Trump. And like, they're like, the feds want to build 10,000 person housing, or not housing, but holding buildings for quote unquote illegals. Nah, get the fuck out of here. We'll send the snow while we tell you we don't want this. That's how unpopular ICE is right now. So like, I know you were saying that kind of jokingly, but at the worst, a fuck all ICE shirt is a good merch idea.
Yeah. So a lot of shit happened last night.
I thought it was a very, very good show. I thought it was a very, very clean show. I don't think there was a segment I didn't like.
I think I liked everything except Darby Allin becoming an Acme character and being a man in the trunk like Young Dro.
So you sent me Man in the Trunk. I saw. I was like, look, Man in the Trunk is it has nothing to do. That is completely detached from. That is not okay. When you say Man in the Trunk and put someone in the trunk, like I'm thinking like horrorcore,
okay,
like Eminem or Redman.
Never mind. I'll change the joke, James.
No. But I'm saying like if you want to do it, you can do it. But I'm thinking I'm just thinking in my mind like them putting him into the back of the Jaguar, and I'm thinking Young Dro ain't playing with it. Trunk got that Jackie Chan in it. Unfresh is in the land with it. Sound like he got a band in it. So I'm like, what do you call like the song title works, but the hook don't.
Fine, I'll change the joke. Darby Allin was in the trunk like Ray Caruth out here.
Oh my fucking god!
Put him in the trunk like Ray Caruth.
Undertaker, hit it.
Yeah. Fucking.
Oh my fucking god! So now there are people that don't think Steve Harvey's actually funny, right?
Really?
Yeah, it's weird, right? However,
I used to watch the Steve Harvey show.
People say, oh yeah, the most famous people do this where it's like, yeah, this super person is like actually like legitimately everybody that's in the comedian space thinks is also funny. Like they're like, that person's not funny, whatever else. Like there are people that are like, yeah, overrated, whatever else. But like, nah, man, whatever. So if you watch the King's of Comedy, and you get to the part where Steve Harvey does the Ray Caruth bit, because they do it in Charlotte, North Carolina, it fucking kills. So I don't give a fuck what none of y'all got to say about him not being funny. You might think he's not funny. He was funny in that. He was funny on that day.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I know y'all. He's like, look, man, clap it up for your football team. They only been here for like 10 years. It ain't like you've been with the city for 30 years. He's like, look, you need to clap for your team because not all news about your football team been good news. And then hear the oohs in the crowd. Like, bro, I know what y'all thought when y'all said. He said normally. He said, I know when they had him on that picture of him, or they had him recording that trunk. Y'all said, I know damn well he in that trunk. And he said, it's motherfucking the trunk. Get your ass out the trunk. Like, bro, I'm sorry. He killed on that. And he said, I know, normally, if you commit a crime, you want to get a passport, you want to leave the country. Not his ass. He took his ass to Tennessee.
Yep.
Bro, he fucking killed. That was hilarious. So, look, I understand Steve Harvey bad, but nah, man, that motherfucker was funny at some point. Get out of here.
Yeah. So, like, I was like, Darby's an Acme character, bro. It's like, how... Yeah. And then, ironically, Brian Alvarez said, like, he's the Tasmanian devil, essentially. Like, it's a cartoon. Like, I think I came on the show... I don't know. I think when he fell down the stairs or some shit, and I was like,
I don't feel nothing.
I was like, it's Darby Allin. He's gonna get up. Like, it's like he's reaching a dangerous point.
What was the last show?
He's doing this shit that doesn't matter. And it's like, bro, all you got to do is get in the ring and wrestle. You don't have to do these dumb stunts.
What was the show that he was doing in Toronto? Was it a Moxley match?
What you talking about?
So I remember a couple months ago, we were talking about Darby in some match in Toronto, and you made a joke that Claudio gonna interfere and Darby gonna jump off the top of the CN Tower.
Oh
Claudio was gonna catch him.
Yeah,
So,
I think that was Forbidden Door, maybe.
Okay, so man, like we have jokingly talked about how his insane his stunts are, that where like we exaggerated he would do some shit like that, but like man, I don't think he's getting enough mic time or whatever else to like kind of not ground himself, because obviously he's not a grounded character, but I mean like kind of get a lay of the land of where his head's at and where he's going.
And I kind of don't like this.
It's just it's almost like, I guess the stunt violence is kind of numbing to you, but I get it. Not to me necessarily, but it's like, all right, you drug that guy in a body bag, and now he drags you in a body bag, and then I guess he also leave him in the Vegas desert to die. It's like, but Darby can't die, so
right.
I'm not scared of that element of whatever else.
I don't like it for Gabe Kidd either, like, because he's now, it's almost like once you're playing in Darby world now, it's like, I know some people think Gabe Kidd's cartoonish in nature too, right? But it's like, I feel like he's better as a reality based person, and with Darby is like, you gotta play in Darby world. I feel like for the. Remember that jail thing that one time? I know people like that to an extent, but it was like,
I just.
It's like, someone says Sting will give him a ride back to civilization. Yeah, it's like, does Sting have to come save him again? Does the guardian angel need to show up?
And there's also this part, right? This started with he came back at All in Texas over the Moxley stuff.
Yeah.
The Moxley thing is kind of settled for now. Moxley has kind of turned babyface over the last couple, or since World's End in the Continental Classic, but Moxley and the Death Riders were people that were responsible for bringing in Gabe Kidd, and now Gabe Kidd and Clark Connors are just in AEW, and like there's no acknowledgement of what dynamic has changed and none of that. So it's kind of like, when are we going to get to that? Or
like nobody's explaining anything. Like, it's just like, it's smoke. Like, so I guess we ain't got time to talk.
Into a whole different universe over there. It's over on the side.
Yeah.
So yeah,
they played a Will Ospreay video pump up package, and I was happy to see it.
So in the last couple of weeks, didn't they do like a medical eval on him to see where he was? So
yeah,
this seems to be good news. They're going to play to say he's they expect him somewhat soon.
Yeah, so just hope he keeps recovering and all that. Let's see what else we had. We had the that trios match to start. Don Callis family getting the win over the Death Riders.
Super fun match.
Yep. Basically set up a Takeshita Moxley Continental match.
Road 2 tag, definitely.
So they're going to do that in Australia. That should be pretty good. How does Okada play into this? I don't know. But
they got that on another holding pattern again. He hit him with the fucking screwdriver, and we're going to save that until Double or Nothing. It's weird.
Kevin Knight video package as well. I think after that main event a couple weeks ago, definitely had to do something to keep him in the fans' minds.
Yep.
Hangman defeated Mark Davis in a really good match. Mark Davis, hard-hitting guy, and Hangman works great with these kind of wrestlers.
Yep. Took Hobbs' trap.
Oh, yeah.
So, here's my question, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'll save it. Actually. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, you good. We'll talk about Hobbs in a little bit. With the,
no, I wasn't going to talk about Hobbs. I was going to talk about something else with that, something around the TNT title. But we'll move on.
Gotcha. Oh, yeah. I guess we should mention that. Ciampa won that TNT title.
You see that match?
I didn't see the match.
Great match. Shocker. It's like we called it. Good ass wrestler versus good ass wrestler. Gonna have a great match, and then we'll go from there. And that's exactly what happened.
Popped a number.
I heard about that.
I saw
people saw that they compared some like impressions off of Ciampa winning the TNT title compared to some other I think it was to Heyman winning the title in all of Texas and how it was close, and they were like, "What kind of motion does this nigga have?"
Yes, I saw that too. Yeah,
that's look, man. Look, that black and gold logo held weight. It did. ROH held weight. Like, I did not know that there was a history between those two, but on Collision when they showed the video package of them in ROH, I was like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, I saw a few clips from it, so it was
tough.
Like they was going
tough,
crazy.
Rugged, physical match. Ciampa was really good. Briscoe was great. Briscoe. Do you see the spot?
Were the table?
Yes.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Look, it was there was two different ways they did to get to the two different spots in that match that were like, I don't think it was well thought out, but outside of that, I thought it was a great match. But that's me nitpicking, because how they got to to get out of there, to get to that spot, they had to they got outside and brawled, and then I think it was Bryce. Bryce doesn't count at all ever. He doesn't count at all. They're out there fighting for what felt like 2 minutes, 2 straight minutes, never counted until they finally did the spot with the table, and then he counts. I was like, get the fuck out of here. And then there was also one other weird setup. But outside of that, I thought it was a great match, and yeah, man, Ciampa still got it.
Yep.
They popped when he did a shoulder, pat on the back himself. Yep. They was into it.
Good for him, man. You come in, instantly getting over his theme song. It seems to be really popular right now. They got
Fletcher came out.
Yeah, run that up.
That's gonna be a match. If they do it, that's gonna be a match.
So Andrade defeated Kenny Omega. Another heel finish for Andrade, but he's got tons of momentum. I thought Kenny looked great in this match.
You see that momentum at ringside?
What's up? Oh, yeah,
you see that momentum at ringside? Boy.
Yeah. It was four momentums.
Four of them.
Four momentums.
Momentous.
It was out there. It was 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. So
I believe that's Quattro. So yeah, man. I love what Andrade's doing. I love the new shirt.
I like his gear too. It's just it's some shit. I don't know how to describe it. But
the gloves. I have to get used to the gloves. He took one of the gloves off and could do the chop shit at the end of it. But yeah, man, he's back and he's cooking. And I forgot who it was. It was I don't want him back. I think it was Floyd. It's I don't want him back. He might say this in chats, but This is why I say I don't give a fuck about none of that. This is one of the best wrestlers. He one of the best. Bring him back.
So the finish involves Swerve, and Swerve kind of had an interesting role in the show.
I thought this was great.
Yeah, this was like Swerve basically stopping the screwdriver thing from happening, but inadvertently causing Kenny Omega the match when he has Andrade basically up for the one wing angel.
He slaps out, and then while the ref's distracted, he kicks him in the dick. Yep. And then he ends up getting the win, which you know. Now also you got to remember the part where like Kenny Omega in kayfabe does not watch the show. So
that's true.
So the shoving match with him and Swerve is going to be like, well, why don't you just watch back the show and be like, oh, he don't do that. So it's going to be
he don't watch the show.
He big dummy. Don't review no film. So
also like
it's going to be that.
Swerve had this interview. Basically they were asking him, hey, so you know, you lost the match last week. You know, you was trying to get in the title match. What you gonna do now? And then Swerve was pissed, and then just kind of walked off. And then Nana took over. Yep. And Nana was holding his towel that says the embassy on it. And then basically was like, "Ain't nothing changed. We onward and upward, and you know it's on." So I don't know what's about to happen, but you know that nigga looks angry. Like I'm gonna keep saying it every week. That nigga Swerve looks angry right now. Like and I like all the stuff with Andrade and the intertwining of like Hangman and the intertwining of Swerve and Omega and they had to get security out there to pull them apart
immediately. He was like, oh, Tony Khan said, save that money match. don't let him touch. Don't let him do number shove. Don't let him throw no fists, no elbows, no strikes, none of that.
Nothing.
Bring it up.
Nothing.
Look, Jonathan. Look, if there was no security out there, Tony Khan ran out there like John and tried to break that shit like Jonathan Majors. Stop, please.
I think I would have been the one trying to break it up. I can't believe this. Damn,
man.
Good God, they're gonna have to do it eventually. Super chat from Dex. Dex, appreciate the $10.
Appreciate it.
So I'm a Mox apologist, but how the fuck doesn't Ospreay go for blood, putting him on the shelf in UK? Yeah, it adds to this thing about how plans change around the Mox and the world title around September. I mean, I think there are a lot of things that lend credence to them basically All In not playing out as the original plan. You can just look how they ended the title reign after. You can look at how Darby had the program with Moxley on pay-per-view after. You can look at seemingly the lack of planning. When I saw that Will Ospreay package, I was like, I did think about Moxley turning babyface. I was like, they got to address that somehow. Like, because it can't just be the Death Riders is like everybody's happy for the Death Riders and, they babyfaces is kumbaya. Like, nah, nigga, you try to take down Will Ospreay out this sport. Like, nah, this need to be addressed.
And I think they moved to tweener. I think they've gone to the Blackpool Combat Club days of...
Yeah,
like whoever we face will just be the opposite. We can do whatever we want. And like when you're doing it with Don Callis family, like you ain't finna get more heat than Don Callis family.
Yeah,
like nah, man. Look, bro. Like, look, Don Callis better not die before he catches V trigger. He die before he catches V trigger. We digging him up and we telling Kenny to go put a knee through that skull.
Fuck it, just need a damn
casket. Need a casket?
No,
that's nasty.
Need a fucking the gravestone. Need that shit over. $5 super chat from my man Anwar Star win. Five indeed. Put it off. Look, hey, whatever y'all want, pay for a $5. Feel free. So yeah, King of North. Imagine Ospreay in there with this version of Andrade. Dex, I'm questioning what the original vision for Darby would have been. Winning in Texas would have been. Yeah, there's a lot, man. Yeah. It's a whole lot.
So I was thinking about this right after Ciampa had that match, and then Fletcher came out. I was like, bro, they just had like a 4.25 star match, maybe 4.5, and this is on Collision with a commercial break and shit, or maybe 2 commercial breaks, can't remember, and like. like Ciampa might not even be the 20th best worker in the company. This is fucking insane how loaded this promotion is.
Yeah, it's a lot, man.
Fucking
Like,
filthy. Like, bro, there's Takeshita and Fletcher in this promotion. There's Swerve Strickland. There's Kenny Omega. There's Will Ospreay. There's fucking there's John Moxley. Like, it's nuts. It's fucking nuts. There's Kyle O'Reilly walking around here and Roderick Strong. Like, what?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Also, Kazuchika Okada, who I didn't name there.
Yeah, there's a lot of great wrestlers around, man. He's
Bandito.
Like,
what the fuck? What the fuck is this?
Hangman.
I didn't say Hangman?
No, I don't think he did. Speedball Mike Bailey, Kevin Knight. Yeah.
Right. He's fucking nuts. This promotion is. Like, Pac is out here. Claudio's out here.
Dog, it's wild to like walk back there sometimes when I go to the shows and then I just see like all these niggas that are just around and it's like, what the fuck is this, bro?
Right. Like, so Collision, right? Clip that made the thing because it was funny. Shibata's out here high-fiving and hugging White Jesus it's in ringside. Like, what do you mean Katsuyori Shibata's an American pro wrestler? Like, what? Like, what? Like, what is this, bro? This is a fever dream.
Yo. Ricochet beat Jack Perry.
I didn't name Ricochet. I didn't say Ricochet.
Yeah. It's just Cero,
Right.
Yeah, it is just too much. Ricochet,
the Young Bucks.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. How can I forget the Young Bucks? Yeah. Fuck. The Bucks did come out during the Jack Perry Ricochet match.
Yeah.
And all that. As we mentioned at the start.
This company is so good that people want to give up on Jack Perry again.
That's crazy.
Again. After that match, Ricochet, good match.
Yeah, they're wrong. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
well, I mean, they want him banished off the ROH like he's Guevara, another good wrestler.
Crazy. That main event, Brody King and MJF. So they basically they protect the real match or whatever. Yep. They do a squash after Heyman comes out. I feel like you just telegraphing us this shit and telling us Brody actually has no chance of winning, and then you just see Hangman and MJF looks like it's the pay-per-view match. Dave actually did report something, and we mentioned Kenny Omega lost. I actually heard this independently probably about 2 weeks ago. Japan. That Kenny is contracted something in with Capcom in Japan, and he's likely not going to be on the show. I wouldn't expect him to be on the show, but I think that Revolution.
Okay.
So if falling to Hangman and MJF, and Hangman, like I said, he is not hot right now. He is like had a lot. I think he's suffered a lot in the booking of late. And yes, he got his revenge over Hook. He was in the 4-way at World's End, but he feels cold.
Think so?
Yeah.
Not just weirdly booked over the last couple months, but actually cold.
Yeah, he feels cold. Like it just don't like. Yeah, I don't know, man. It like by the time we get to the match, he's got a chance. Like if they bite down on something, like
if he wins that match, he's losing it.
Oh no! If he when he goes to Revolution, he's losing to MJF.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, they're
for
not
sure.
They're not going to go through all. They wouldn't have gone through all. They just give him the belt right back. Hell no.
Yeah. But it's like I don't know, man. Like, look, good soldier. Like, but yeah, man. I guess we should move on to the Fed.
So, hold on before we move on. So. I wanted to mention with the TNT thing with Kyle Fletcher, and seeing Mark Davis in that match. It was a really good match on TV with Paige. It's like you forget. It's like, oh yeah, that guy was one of the best tag. Mark Davis. Oh, you forget that guy was one of the best tag wrestlers in the world for a good minute. And then it's like, oh yeah, so he is in that faction with Fletcher. Like if he gets past this, they're not going to shoot him up straight to the top of the card. and have them fight these big singles, non-title singles matches and programs, or be in a title picture. Can I get my Young Bucks versus Aussie Open match that I've wanted for years? Can I get that finally, please? Can I get my all-timer tag match, please? Please.
Yeah. The only time they've run it was like once on Rampage. That's the only time they did it, but it wasn't.
They had the 2v2?
Yeah.
But I only remember the trios match they had.
I'm pretty sure they had a 2v2 on a Rampage, but it wasn't the one. Obviously.
They got one. Know they have the one in them.
Yeah. But I think going forward, let's talk about the Royal Rumble and all that.
Okay.
So I did not see the Women's Royal Rumble, but I'm being told I saw who got their hand raised, right?
You saw how she won. You saw how she won, right?
I saw how the last person got out of the ring and all that, right? And I don't know, man. When you got to go over there all the way over there to Saudi Arabia to win your Royal Rumble,
these fake Royal Rumbles.
It's a Mickey Mouse Royal Rumble.
It's the bubble. You doing? Oh, this nigga nasty.
It's a fake Royal Rumble.
Look, I'm not going there with you. No. I'm not going there with you. But this is what I'll give you. Right? This is what I'll give you. The final three were Liv Morgan, Tiffany Stratton, and Sol Roca. That is one of the most pathetic final three. Oh, I think Raquel was in the final four, was the fourth person. It's like, so Bayley, Becky, Bianca, Io, Rhea, the actual top star, Charlotte, all the top stars, Alexa Bliss, all the top stars actually just fucking gone before the final four. Oh, wow.
It sounds like a fake, this is a fake coronation right here. I don't think this is a win, James.
And all three are out on the apron at the same time. Tiffany knocks out Sol Roca, and then Liv just catches Trish slipping and hits the whatever her move she calls it, and then it's like, okay, look. Roman Reigns didn't win the Rumble that way. He hit the spear, lifted up Gunther's big ass, and Hulk Hogan threw his ass over the top rope.
On top of that, I heard this was an all-time terrible Royal Rumble, the women's one. I didn't see the whole women's Royal Rumble, right?
I'm not going through it.
I refuse. But it don't sound like Liv Morgan is winning to me.
It ain't the 2018 Women's Rumble.
It don't sound like when you gotta go, you gotta do it over there, right? You didn't do it over here. Don't count. Sorry. Deal with it.
Man said, I do not count any Rumbles that were on the Eastern Hemisphere. That's nuts.
But after that, AJ Styles and Gunther have AJ Styles' last match. And it was fine,
I like the match a lot.
Yeah, I thought it was a good match, but brother, did it feel weird as fuck to you like it did to me, or no?
What do you mean, as far as the post match, or what do you mean?
The post match.
Oh, the post match did giveaway,
and it didn't also feel like it was like the Knees just came out there at Dolo. Obviously, it was like they had nobody celebrating really. It just feels all kind of speed ran, that's microwaved, and I was like, this don't feel like no.
There was no video package. They just came out.
This don't feel like no retirement match. Like it don't.
Except for it's a retirement match in the fact of like the layout of the match, the post, the ref interaction in the post match, and Michael Cole on commentary, over and over and over, pushing that this is his last match of his career, and the graphics said his last match. But the thing is, you watch that match, and it's like we just saw John Cena get retired less than a month ago. We just saw that less than 5 weeks ago. We know what a retirement for an important guy in your promotion looks like. And I'm not saying you need to promote him. I'm not saying WWE needs to treat AJ Styles on the same tier of star for retirement as Cena. I understand Cena means a lot more. I'm not arguing that, but you don't have nobody. You don't have Shinsuke back. You don't have Shinsuke to bring out. You don't have
Bobby Roode works there, James.
Any of the TNA people, right?
Abyss is right backstage.
You don't have Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Rey Mysterio. Nothing. He just out there by himself.
No friends, no family, and it's just like,
well,
it don't pass the smell test.
You think AJ Styles gonna bring his family out there?
Fuck no.
Right. So, and that's another part about it. It's like, what about AJ Styles? If you know anything about his politics, makes you think he's gonna have his last pro wrestling match out of America?
I don't believe it. Ain't no way.
So there was that, right? And then the post match happens, and he gets choked out, and he passes out, and he loses. So he gets the crowds, AJ Styles, thank you for all that stuff. And he goes to take off his gloves, and he's looking around, and the crowd starts doing no, and he's like the gloves down. He's like, guys, don't yell no at me. You know I got to do this. I know I got to put him down. And he puts him down, and he lifts him back up, puts him back on, and flashes the photo op pose, right? And I was like, yeah, man, if he was gonna retire, not only is he putting the gloves in the ring, he's putting the elbow pad in the ring, and he's leaving. He ain't retiring. And then he walked out. Another key deal on this. He walked out, got to he's going up the ramp, goes back in there, gets on the turnbuckle, and puts up the 2 sweets.
And then they do all this propaganda.
If he's
Peter Rosenberg.
Now, this is what I'll say. If he is in the WWE Hall of Fame for this WrestleMania run, he goes in with Cena and all that, right?
Cena's not going in.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
They announced it today.
If AJ goes in, he's not, and this actually was his last match. I will show up. I will show up on this show, and I will make myself a makeshift tinfoil hat for working myself in this after I said I was gonna fall for it. But once he did that post match, I was like, oh nah, I know what that is.
Bro, I didn't believe it.
That's too sweet for Nick and AJ.
Yeah, I didn't believe.
Sorry, Nick and Matt.
I didn't believe. I always felt like he was in play somehow, and I don't know, man. It felt really weird, and it felt like his family and friends aren't out there. They ultimately use this in service of Gunther. Like, this shit was more about Gunther, I felt like, than it was about AJ Styles. This is to feed the Gunther gimmick. Like, this shit wasn't marketed as like, yeah, man, like, it wasn't the main event.
Right.
Like,
and this is a bought show. So, like, you could sell tickets off AJ Styles' last match.
Yeah, bro.
In America. Like, what? They wouldn't do that.
He's going to All Elite Wrestling. Like,
yeah. That's what it leads me to.
Let's skip to it. Who do you want to wrestle at Wembley, AJ? Let us all know.
Look, you know what?
Send me a DM.
Kenny Omega, Tyson.
I think that's the match. Yeah,
that has to be the match.
Yeah. So, Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn. They sent that nigga Zayn out there to get executed, bitch. Like, I know they was in Saudi Arabia, but god damn.
There was a story to this match, and it also falls in the line of like when Sami wrestles Gunther or Roman Reigns, like he just sells forever. He just sells and sells and sells. So he's sold forever. He does he gets free for a little bit, gets a dive and hurts his back, and then McIntyre took advantage and put it and basically lifted him and threw him back first into the edge of the apron, and it hurt for real. When they showed him later in the match, you could see a red mark go across the whole top, like just below his shoulder blades across his back. I was like, God damn, that shit had to hurt. And then the rest of the match is like he getting his ass whooped. He tries to get some haluva kicks going, but like it don't work, and ultimately like the back comes back up at the end and he loses. He ends up catching. He sets for a haluva kick, and then they cut to him after McIntyre's in the corner, and I was like, oh, I know what this means. He's about to run into a fucking Claymore, and sure enough, Claymore, and then McIntyre goes in the corner again, second Claymore, and pinned him. I was like, I like the match, but it's like, bro, this is They
sent that nigga out there for 15 minutes.
Like he ain't over. They be doing that.
It's over. Like the time was 3 years ago in Montreal.
Of course. But I'm saying
they missed the peak.
Yes, of course. What I'm saying is, even though they missed the peak, he's more over than guys that get competitive full length title matches on pay-per-view. So why the fuck are we still doing this back and forth? I understand he's not as big as Drew McIntyre, but like there's gotta be a same match layout that's more than just he gets his ass whooped and he's only in control for like 30% of it or less.
They fucked that nigga. I guess they had the idea they had to make McIntyre look strong because they sure was gonna make that nigga look weak come Monday. But we'll get there in a minute when CM Punk and Roman Reigns start cutting them promos. Okay. But the Royal Rumble match, Roman Reigns wins it. This is one of the most uncreative Royal Rumbles I think I've ever seen. Just like not bad to the level of like 2015. And when you're talking about Royal Rumbles, you're looking for a few obvious things. You're looking for like match layout.
Who's first? What's the story beats of these matches?
Stories.
Interest is who eliminates who that can lead to a feud, or who's had bad blood, or who you can see starting this because someone gets eliminated, and then basically like your
cool moments, your callbacks,
final six, and then like what your final two matches like. Their
debuts,
piss poor. It wasn't even a fucking match.
Debuts, surprises. Yep. Long running history. So I haven't seen this motherfucker in 6 years, and now finally, running with you. Right. All these type of callbacks but like what I saw in this was just like they had like this plan to highlight Obafemi in the beginning, and he lasts very long before he eventually gets fed to Brock. Brock Lesnar, by the way. They throw Rusev out like a jobber. Like they treated him like, woo, like it's a wrap, brother.
Remember we talked about earlier? Green on the other side.
Ray Phoenix also less than 1 minute in this bitch. Who else we had in there? Cody Rhodes eliminated Trick Williams like it was no, sweat off his back. It was Cody versus all the niggas at one point in this thing, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And they brought Mr. Iguana in this fucking match or whatever.
Rich, he's Mr. America in his Black History Month.
Austin Theory was in this thing. They debuted Powerhouse Hobbs, who is now Royce Keys.
Yeah.
Kind of uninspiring. They had him with Cody Rhodes. Light AEW chants broke out.
Yeet Man ran it back.
He did. But they ended up having Hobbs get thrown out by Bronson Reed. So I'm like, the third man in the unit threw Hobbs out. I'm like, that don't bode well.
You got it fucked up though. It's not Hobbs, it's Royce Keys.
Excuse me, he threw Royce Keys out.
Yeah,
and I saw
Hobbs ain't getting thrown out like that. Keys is apparently.
I saw Royce Keys' merch, and I also was not impressed. It was like a
catchphrase that we ain't never heard him say before. So I was like, okay, I guess that'll be his thing before his music starts playing in WWE.
And allegedly he's going to SmackDown, which is quote unquote the bad show. Even the WWE fans don't like SmackDown. Yeah. So like, he's with the Road Dogg. Sue Williams asked a question on his Twitter,
I thought Road Dogg out of there. No? I thought Ryan Ward took over.
They never really leave. Sue Williams asked a worthwhile question on his Twitter, and he was like, will Royce Keys make the WrestleMania card?
Like in a singles match?
Just in any fashion. I think we should lower the bar. I don't think it's fair to expect a singles match, honestly.
I mean, they offloaded Andre over to SmackDown, don't they, now?
They do.
He might be an Andre.
Yeah. Well, good luck, brother. Yeah. Besides that, Roman Reigns threw out a combination of the Bloodline. Cody Rhodes got thrown out by Drew McIntyre. it was funny when Cody got thrown out because he was like hanging over the rope and McIntyre gave him a Claymore and he wasn't even in the match. So I'm like, that's always a dead giveaway. What else they had? But yeah, just poorly laid out, poorly kind of executed, not really exciting. You know, Javon Evans like laid down the whole match. They had way too many fucking guys in this thing. And I don't know if it's this thing where they want to quote unquote show people respect by letting them last longer in the match, but they have all these guys just laying around, just on the ground horizontally. It's like, y'all got to clean this shit up, dog. Like, it was just moving at a snail's pace. As you mentioned, that final four, I think it's Gunther, Orton, Reigns, and Logan Paul.
Yep.
They go down
because Orton threw out Logan Paul, which is a callback to like the WrestleMania 3-way match from 2 years ago, I think. And then Gunther throws out Orton, and then it leads to Gunther and Reigns having like a nothing final two match.
Yeah,
match. And it's like that's the.
This is where Gunther has ended up, James. Remember, they let him retire John Cena. Ultimately, he's ended up at the same exact fucking level.
Well, he has protection in this because he had a match earlier in the show. That's his protection. But the main thing is this, right? If you're gonna do this, and he's 30th, and Roman is like
26 or something.
Yeah, 26. Okay, he's in there longer, but like. I understand Gunther had a match before, but like you got to have an actual mini match or whatever else. You can't just 2-3 things, get the fuck out, because it's like, nah, man, you just had Gunther and Cody have that fucking awesome mini match in 2023 or 24. Was it 24? Yeah,
23.
23. You're right.
23. That was an awesome Royal Rumble.
That was
this one was not.
That's the thing.
No creativity.
You can get away with a. You know how I feel. Most battle royals are crummy to begin with, but if you get to your final four, especially your final two, and they have a great mini match, it can make up for the first 50 minutes or 40 minutes of it not being worth a damn. And like another perfect 07 Undertaker and Shawn, perfect example. The mini match, no one remembers nothing else that happened in that show, in that Rumble because they had the mini match.
I just don't think they have it in them to, because Triple H loves to section these things off where it's like he gets somebody in there early and just lets them last the whole fucking time, and also doing 2 Rumbles each time exposes them. Like,
that's true.
They would actually be better off going to 2 days at the Royal Rumble and then doing one each night and then, whatever. But it's
Rich. You were signing up to watch more WWE wrestling because we have to cover Royal Rumble. So that's you saying that.
I mean, just for the sake of like their match layouts, or at least they have a night to fucking sleep on it, to where it's like some kind of idea. You
want to give WWE brain trust more time to overthink things? You want to give them more time?
Perhaps it will end up worse. So, reverse jinx.
At least that provides good content. Fair enough.
Yeah. I think the whole thing like kind of stunk. Honestly, it was pretty bad. They had Cody Rhodes threw some guys out. Cody Rhodes and LA Knight eliminate Brock Lesnar while they're fucking yeeting, and you don't really even see Brock Lesnar get eliminated. Part of me thinks that was like on purpose. They didn't want to show Brock looking weak. Exactly, on some Triple H shit. We just won't shoot it on camera, But yeah, I don't know. It sucked. So Roman Reigns is 0-2 in Royal Rumble wins. Like, look, at least it wasn't as bad as 2015. But that led us to Monday Night Raw with Punk and Roman. And I think Roman.
See this. You got to tell me what happened.
Yeah. So
I think I saw a clip or I saw like a quote of it.
But. Yeah, I saw it on Twitter. I saw a clip of like a promo Punk and Roman did, and presumably this is going to be the main event of WrestleMania, the real one. They buried Drew McIntyre in the WWE Championship pretty much.
Fuck Vince's daddy's belt.
Yeah, and it's like this is the new belt or whatever now. And I think Roman did a really good promo.
It's the most obvious promo in the world. That
exactly.
They should have cut like the second he showed back up. Like they've been saving this for over a year or over 2 years now.
It was a layup. Like it was like Trish called the whole thing in advance. Like she had her recording down. Trish and Sarah drops on Tuesday or whatever, and then Roman basically said everything that you come to your mind. You made it harder on me, all this other stuff. I hate you. It's more all the Shield guys fucking hate CM Punk.
But meanwhile, you didn't hate him when you were in the fucking Survivor Series with him. Sorry, Bret Hartism. In the fucking Survivor Series with him.
He did address that. He did address that. He addressed
it the same way that Gargano and Ciampa had to explain why Ciampa was up there with the neck brace after Gargano won in New York. He's like, I thought y'all hate each other. Why are you up there congratulating him? He's like, what's he gonna do? He has a broke neck. Like, is that what he did?
Nah, he was like, all that Zeros stuff. He was like, I walk and you make fun of me like I'm some kind of young boy or some shit like that. It was like, I think Roman tapped in a way. People like to claim those Bloodline promos were great. I never really thought they were all that good. This one, I was like, he finally did it. He cut the money match promo. Like he's cut
a couple before.
I've never had him feel like this. Like
I'm saying, no, I'm not saying I don't know how great this was, but I'm saying I felt like I've watched Roman Reigns cut promos and been like, oh yeah, people are this gets me intrigued to want to see that match.
Yeah, like it felt like he believed.
Seth Rollins, no. Seth Rollins never.
It felt like he believed in what he was saying, and it felt like as sanitary as it could be in a WWE sense, like. And Punk basically, I kind of forgot what Punk said, but Punk kind of set him up to basically slam the door back on him. But I would recommend people check it out. But it's nothing that you won't predict, but it was still executed well. And I think it's a bigger match than anything they have right now, aside from Cody versus Roman Reigns, which is broken out in political war, which CM Punk seems to be able to benefit from right now.
Yep. Does he? When they do Unreal, they gonna show him crying again because he got the real main event this time.
Probably.
Well, why was you crying last year then? As you felt this was real main event night one was. Oh, it's almost like you play that clip of you saying that shit to MJF about a buy one get one main event.
And I gotta say, James, Paul Heyman is nowhere near this, and it's like amazing. It's amazing.
For now. Because remember, he was involved in this shit at WrestleMania last year.
No, I'm saying, like, there's no reason for him to be there. Like, they've disassociated.
Rich, Carney's going Carney. We had fucking Omega Okada 5 end up being about Callis.
Don Callis, yeah.
We had Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar be about Paul Heyman for years. He's gonna be there.
Yeah, it was
look, it could be a clean match up and down, and at the end of it could be Paul Heyman coming out, running out to the winner like Miss Elizabeth in
You stupid.
He loved them all along.
They shake hands together and become a tag team after, right? But
whatever you say, Paul.
Yeah. So like, I don't know. I think you guys should check the promo. I'm kind of forgetting the stuff Punk said, but it was like the stuff Punk said didn't seem to hold as much water. And I'm interested on the WWE fan reaction of who they're really going to cheer for, because these are two baby faces now.
They're going to cheer for Roman.
Exactly. And then it's like they're going to cheer for Roman, and the whole thing is going to be basically about like Punk's going to be the outsider. He's going to end up the outsider.
Right.
And it's
if it wasn't for you, there wouldn't be a fucking AEW to begin with. Boo! Boo! Throw the ones up. Yeah, it's going to be that shit.
There's going to be a lot of stretching the truth. Let's just say that.
But at least, right, Punk will be able to tap in and be a heel again.
I don't think he wants to be booed. That's like well,
if he's gonna get booed in
that's what I'm saying. It might be in his best interest for him. Like, I'm interested to see like who's doing a job here, right? Because like they about to have a babyface part-time world champion. How the fuck does that work? Like, I don't like.
Rich, they kind of already did. Like, I understand Roman was a top heel, but he was top. While he was heel, he was the biggest babyface in the company still.
Yeah, like I think Punk's absolutely losing to Roman, but it's like how look, if it was me, if I was CM Punk, this is a very difficult situation as a babyface versus babyface match, because it's like the things that you can do, I think, all make better sense as a heel to really like go there. And he has no problem tapping into like saying what he needs to say to sell the match, I think. Yep. But like, I think he like, I feel like they've had this aversion for somebody to actually be a heel in WWE just because it's so much of a root for the laundry, praise Paul Levesque, love everybody at the top of the main events. These have all been baby faces, pretty much.
Cody, you think that's the case for Gunther
Punk,
and McIntyre?
They're nowhere near those other guys. Even McIntyre with that belt, he's just keeping that bitch warm. He also benefited from the political war. He would have never got no elevation to that level
a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
But I think Punk should lean in and like see what it's look. Consider turning. Consider it. I mean, you're going to job anyway.
If he doesn't consider it, it's going to happen for him anyway when the crowd reaction naturally anyway. So
yeah, like and like they're not going to allow him to rip Roman Reigns to shreds verbally and then still be on his side. I'm talking about the fans or whatever that want to, boost up whatever. And
also the fans that would have been around for I'm here for Punk because Punk I know is better at this than Roman. Like they moved on. They don't watch that wrestling no more.
Like Punk's got his fans.
They spending thousands of dollars for tickets. Nah.
Like he's got his devotees, but like someone like me dropping on this shit, I'm like. I think I'm rolling with Roman Reigns here. Like I think when you see the promo, like it makes you want to cheer for Roman Reigns, like the way he did it. So, it's interesting just because it's like he basically says some shit like I've been going all around the world or whatever and doing all this and talking about Punk and you've been at home like you're a guest on my show and all this other shit and then. Reigns was basically
cares, dog.
Look, Reigns was basically like, if I was going 10 years, like you like nigga, you gotta do that, nigga. Like it's like I'd be doing that shit. I'd be running it up too or whatever. And it's like, bro, like I think Roman like it was a lot of good counter punches there. So like I would recommend seeing it.
That just don't.
They definitely got it sold. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, if that was a line he thought was actually going to work, like that don't work. That works 10 years ago. That don't work now.
Yeah, like
no one cares about these people being like they look
to get people on his side.
When he comes back every 4 months. They react as if God showed up. They don't care.
Yeah, to get people on his side, I think Punk's got to go negative. Like he's got to go negative, and it's going to be hard because like Roman Reigns is an institution in WWE right now, even though he's a babyface part timer, right? Like he's got like Punk's already starting with these weird interviews. I think he said something like, how these weird about how these Samoans are with their tempers and control and shit, and it's like
Piper. That's the Piperism.
So. Look,
how much he loves how he bashed a coconut over your boy's head.
I'm gonna just say it like this:
Snip his head.
If CM Punk is who he says he is, he would turn heel and go negative on this. And otherwise, it's like a borderline act of cowardice. Like, just saying, like you're not gonna win, so you might as well.
Look, like you said, he might just worry. I don't know how the situation. They still get percents on their merch, or no? Is that done?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's probably a good point, but
like, because if it was, he did say when he showed back up, "I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money."
Yeah,
and John Moxley was saying because you're broke.
He might have to stay.
I don't want to turn heel because I need this extra yen.
Contractually forced to be a good guy. But yeah, I would say recommend it. I would recommend check it out. Look, it ain't necessarily gonna be the match here that you like, I don't know what the fuck a Punk Roman match about to really hit for. But
that's why I'm thinking Heyman's gonna have to get involved.
What's
the sizzle?
Let these niggas get negative. Like Roman got negative a little bit or whatever. But look, man, let's open it up. You know, as I unscrew this water bottle, open it up. Pause.
Yeah, I want to see the match. Like you mentioned, like if you're not gonna do Cody and Roman 3, then you may as well do this one. That's the next best match you got.
Yeah, Roman looked a little smaller in the ring. Like he also looked like he got some sun or did something. He's darker than normal too. Well, interesting. But I think that's it, James.
All right. Thanks for listening, y'all. If you are watching from the stream, be sure to go to the show notes when the show is up and click on the red circle link to donate there. And be sure to listen to other shows on the network. Besides One Nation Radio, you have Keepin It Strong Style, All Things Elite, AEW Match Guide, Imp's Adventures, Wrestling Art Regrets Things, the Trish and Sarah Wrestling Podcast, Tunnel Talk, and Joshi'ing Around. Thanks for listening, y'all. Later.
Peace.